Bae. Yummy. Yummy. And a chippy. Hello, Cobb, Nick, Darko. Hello, stranger. New picture, indeed. So, got some chip on the floor. Sorry. Here we are, our picture. Voila. A lovely couple. We have, it's a family, 2 dogs. They're outside the front of their house. It's going to be very fun. Chiefs or Eagles? You know what? I'm not sure who's going to win, but I'm going to be most excited if everyone tries their best. Let's have a look-see here. Paint tray. Voila. We're doing our, are they boring colours? Let's call them underlying colours. We're doing our tans. We're doing our greys. We're doing our blacks. All that fun stuff. One important thing we're doing with the lower layers in this piece of artwork. Ooh, we've already started pink. Yeah, so pink, I made a little reel with the first part of it, and then I'm sharing from here. So I made a little start, but you didn't miss much, just a little bit. I didn't want to do too much, I didn't want to do too much on the reel without you guys. So there may be some people who go watch the reel and are like, hey, you didn't really do much, which is fair. I like the color choices so far. Subtle tans. All right. Prospector likes the subtle tans. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't into them too. Lots of white through here, guys. Can't stress it enough, on the early layers, we've got to make sure that we don't get caught up putting big lumps of texture down, because the lines won't be in exactly the right place. And we want to get not a whole lot of realism, but enough that you can appreciate the likeness of the characters. Hello. Eagles are winning 14-7. Are you saying Eagles are winning and it's currently 6:47? Wait, 6:46. 6:46 would be 14-7. Hi. Oh yes, so this is a really exciting one, guys. Although the subject matter is a family, and so it's a portrait, one really fun thing about this one in particular is you might already spot that actually the composition on it is wild. So on the composition, we've got lots of blocks, we've got dog shapes distorting the bodies, and we've got plants and coats and angles. The whole thing's, a lot of portraits happen straight on. Pow, here's your person, here's the symmetrical nature of their face. Make them basically, almost like a religious work. But the fun thing about this one is every character is slightly asymmetrical. The shapes are fun and the composition are fun. So if you look at it from a slight glance, you won't have people forced into your face. What you'll actually have is fun blocks of shapes and colour, which is good. What are you paint? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Sam, but I'm glad you asked. It's very exciting. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Thanks, Pink. Appreciate you. Me too, actually. This one's been a long time coming. This is part of our new February set. We got delayed a little bit early February, and the reason we were delayed is humidity, and canvases weren't able to be made while it was more humid. And then we got the canvases, and now we're good to go. So this is the one we're starting with, but we'll run all 3 in tandem together and see where it takes us. We've got this one. We have Steve the surfer painting, which is going to be super fun. Victoria, you did not. I cheated. I didn't put the start in the video. The start's in a reel. So I thought it'd be rude to do the start when there's only like 10 or 20 people here. So I thought I'll turn the start into a reel so you can watch the painting as it comes together immediately, and then we'll do the sort of build up layer 1 phase all together. And I think that's fun. Or at least we'll try it this time. We'll chop and change. I'm painting with you right now. That's fantastic, Dana. I'm glad to have you with me. What a fantastic activity to be doing. What are you painting, Dana? What is on the agenda today? Here we go. One of the fun things about this picture, guys, is if you're here for the wedding portrait, Holly's wedding portrait, one of the fun things about that was the textures that were in the jackets of the characters. Now, we've got two jackets here on the father and the son, and the reason why that's cool is it'll create a subtle connection between the father and son inside the portrait, which I like. I think it's going to be really funky. I think we can do some cool things with that. And I'm having second thoughts on it, Victoria. I think, because I've still got to make reels, and I want to do reels with this art, so I'm always cut whether I actually make the reel out of the start, the middle of it, the end of it. It's always very hard to know, but I think the best way to do it is rather than having a specific system, I think mixing it up, chopping and changing it is probably the freshest way. This painting is going to be a probably 3 or 4 layer painting. I'm going to guess 3 layers, but this early layer, I'm going to be a little bit naughty and say this one doesn't actually count. This is going to be, let's not count the earliest layer. If we count this layer, make it a 5 layer painting. I think 5's good. 5's good amount of layers. 5 would be good. Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you for the flowers, you absolute champion. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Also, guys, if it's your first time here, I'm Seb. I'm a painter. Hello. And you can connect more on my bio. There's a little link there that'll take you through to all the places. There is Instagram, there is YouTube, there is all the fun stuff, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. How long have you been working on this painting? I've been working on this painting for exactly 25 minutes. On the live, I've been here for about 3 minutes, and I spent about 20 minutes just making a quick little reel for you guys. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not a technology guy. I think that's abundantly clear the way I do everything on tech. But I do get told by TikTok, it's like, hey, you should post a reel before you go live. And I'm like, I don't have that many reels. And they say, you should do it anyway. So here I am, posting reels before I go live. So I took a little 20-minute video of the start of the process. Hello, lovely burning hearts, you're a champion. What's the main colour going to be for this piece? That's a great question. It's going to be wild, Victoria. When I talk about the composition's part of the fun of this work. The reason the composition is part of the fun is because there's a chocolate Labrador, golden retriever. I think it's a chocolate Labrador. I need to check. A golden retriever, a boy in a sort of like a navy blue suit, a father in a sort of musky tan greenish coat. The mother's got some quite vivacious, nice. She got a lovely sort of sage throw, and then like a black top. There's green plants down here. There's a black entranceway behind them. What all this stuff's going to add up to is it's all going to come together and actually create blocks of colour on the image, so you can appreciate the characters or you can appreciate the colours and the fun in the image. So with a portrait, it's kind of fun to have that other aspect to it. So if you, for example, don't know the characters, or if you've seen the painting a lot, you can appreciate the painting as a painting and not just as, oh, there's that picture of Bob, Jill and Jen again. That's not their names, that's a hypothetical. So having a beautiful composition along with a beautiful portrait is great to do. It makes the painting work on multiple levels, I reckon. I will say too, guys, I have that little link in the bio which lets you through to everywhere. It's a funky little link. Someone made it for me. It's been really handy. And if you'd like to use it, you can use it. I'm really slack. Thanks, Matt. I'm really slack, guys. I'm really slack because I'm holding about 8 replays right now that I haven't uploaded. I'm an absolute shocker. I'm going to do it. Everyone's been home these last few days, and since they've all been... Oh, see the reference pic. That's fair enough. Since everyone's been home, the Wi-Fi's been a little bit slower. I haven't had the opportunity to upload things properly, but this is the reference pic here. Now, like I say, we start in black and white, and we move into colour. So, here we go. Pow. This is our picture. you'll see two dogs there. Now, when I say look at the framing, if I go like this and I tilt it on the side, immediately you'll stop seeing these characters stabbing out at you, and those blocks of white color on the sides and the big black block behind the characters, and in fact this black area here to the other side of the individual becomes more prominent. So that's where we talk about composition, having a massive play with the picture. The dog in the middle, one of the fun things that will happen with the balance and the composition of the picture. Rich C, that's a fantastic offer. Let me ask the other moderators, and if so, we'll get you on board. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see you. I can't do it this live though. For some reason, it won't let me do the follow and then moderate on the same live, but I can sort you out. Thank you, Jaden. Draw a turtle. I like what you're saying. Big fan. Yep, like the dogs. Now, with the balance thing, see these white columns on each side? They're going to be balanced and have this funny little framing around this white dog. Because see how the dog's white, the columns are white? They're going to really pop in unison. And then there's also going to be this balance. I mean, I'm going to show you this because we're talking about composition. Let's just really do composition. Picture here. White column, white dog. Nice, simple balance. Why? Because if it went on a scale, it would just be 50-50, all on each side, nice and balanced. Here we have a grey sort of a jacket shape here. A grey jacket shape here, and then a grey plant shape here. So now we've got another triangle going this way, which is also balanced. So now we've got a triangle facing up, a triangle facing down between these blocking colours, which creates this lovely composition. And then through the middle, you've got an anchoring state, which is this big black object through here and a black object through here, which basically says, I'm in the middle of the painting, here's where your eyes should be, but there's this lovely two triangles creating this composition within the picture. Apart from that, yeah, colours will disjoint, play with that in all directions, but overall, if we paint things where they are in the picture, we should get that lovely style theme. You know, it won't punch out at you, it'll just be subtly there, making the picture seem more, what's the word, harmonious. Harmonious is the right word. What made them go for a grayscale colour theme? That's the thing. It's not going to be grayscale. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Part of the reason why we start with grey is so I can spot the tones better. Start with grey, spot the tones, and then come along with your wild colour palette. We're still trying to get the last little few areas here where I can see blacks and greys. I've got another picture. I'll bring that out. That'll show us the colour palette of what some of the things are. The only reason why I'll use another colour reference picture in this case is because I want to make sure a chocolate Labrador gets a semi-chocolate Labrador coat, and and if the jacket the boy's wearing is a blue one or a brown one, I want to acknowledge that just slightly more. But at the end of the day, guys, we're going to slash this painting with some wild colours, see where it takes us. I can already see that I'm going to replace the dark greys with some deep navy blues. I'm going to replace those medium greys with magenta. Love magenta. I'm going to replace some of the light greys with touches of yellow, not too much yellow, but mainly probably tan. Big fan of tan. Yellow's quite intense, guys. If you chuck too much yellow around, what you're going to find is the canvas is going to look like a clown. That's okay if you're going for a clown effect. But for me, I like to get yellows and swap them out for these tan colours, because then you can make your reds, your pinks and your blues pop. And I think that's, yeah, you can use as much red and blue as you want with white and black, and the painting's going to look great, but as soon as you combine those other two primaries with yellow, suddenly you've got a clown costume. Not all the time. You can be subtle with it, you can be careful, navigate it correctly, but as a general rule of thumb, that's what usually happens. Now, if I'm being really careful though, like I say, I'll still do it. But you always do run that risk of making your work look like a clown. So, where's that? Also, guys, I posted, if you missed it, this is currently about 20 minutes in. If you want to see what the starting process looked like, I posted a cute little reel. And you can check that out on my page. And then there's all sorts of things. Instagram in the bio. Commissions. You can't get a commission until about late March right now, guys. If you want a commission, Nothing in February, and nothing till about late March. So, if you want to jump in, there's a form you can fill out in the bio as well. And I would absolutely love to start a conversation, even if it is a wee way off, and we can get something sorted for you. We've got some really cool things, guys. This is the portrait that we're doing. We have one other portrait, which is a couple portrait, which I'm really excited to paint. It's the same size as this one, but it's rotated 90 degrees, so it's a landscape painting. And then we have one other one, which is the same size again. It's a portrait like this one, and it's Steve from Hawaii. So Steve from Hawaii's picture is this scale. And instead of being a front-on shot like the other two, Steve's one is this curling barrel wave. And so his one's going to have the most colour in it in the most wild of ways, because this wave has so much saturated blue. And we're going to add in all the colours of the rainbow into this wave in this really powerful punching way. Blue most predominantly, but the other one there too. But is the plan. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Still realising areas of black. Now, if you're looking at this canvas going, that canvas looks a wee bit darker than a regular white canvas. It is. And the reason it's a wee bit darker is it doesn't have a gesso priming coat on it. No gesso primer layer. So when you go into an art store, or if you see a brand new canvas, they're typically white because they've had a gesso primer put onto them. This one has a gesso primer, but it's not a white gesso primer. It's a transparent gesso primer. And the reason I like that is because then, as I'm painting, you can actually see the texture and colour of the fabric that's being used. It's not trying to hide the fact that it's canvas fabric, it's embellishing the fact. And one important thing to do with the materials that you've got is, if you are using certain materials, to, what's the right way to put it, honour them, embellish them, enjoy the use of them. And I find not coating something completely white before starting to paint it is my own little way of honouring, sounds cheesy, but honouring the thing we're using to paint on. It's in the same way when we use the brush, I don't try and do perfect tonal change, I don't try and hide the fact that the tool is a brush, and you try and get the bristle strokes onto the canvas. And so when you look up close to it, you can go, yes, this is definitely paint. It's been applied with a brush. And I feel like in a world of digital art, you can appreciate it more. I reckon that's wholesome. I'm missing a few things in there, but I appreciate everyone who's leaping on today. I hope you're all having an amazing time wherever you are in the world, looking after yourselves, especially if you're in Auckland right now and the weather conditions are packing up on you. If you are currently in Auckland, please be safe, look after yourself. If you are also, guys, waiting on a reply from me, I'm going to be at home. Feel free to... Also, guys, there's a few of us here right now. Victoria, Cheryl, we've got some amazing moderators here who look after us. We do try and make an inclusive, wholesome environment, so there is definitely an attempt to try and make sure that the environment's clean and friendly. Shishan, I love you to bits. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. You're an absolute champion. And hey, T, I just caught that. T's also one of our moderators. T is in New Zealand here, and if you're watching any of the replays, guys, and you see a dog, a Hungarian Whistler with a white background, that was T's painting, so that's very exciting. I also want to say, guys, if I missed your comment and you've got a genuine question or you want to say something, you're more than welcome to reach out later via Instagram or via email. You can find that in the bio, and I'd be more than happy to be there for you. Now, I know I said a bunch of rules about colour, but I cheated. I've got a little bit of green here, so I'm going to add a little bit of green, see where that takes us. So it's a darker green. I've mixed it in with a little bit of black, and so what we're going to do is use this in all those areas that have like a medium grey in them. Medium grey is like jeepers, what's a medium grey? I sort of need greys to point. I need a little colour sheet I can pull out and be like, here's medium, here's light, here's darker grey. But basically medium somewhere in the middle. It's like, it's not fully tan, it's a little more muggy. Here we go. That's a hue equivalent of a medium grey. I'll bring it up close. There we go. Green is my favourite colour. Rich C. I am glad to hear it. You would love the painting we were working on before, which was it was a lady wakeboarding on the sea, getting pulled by a horse with a horizon in the background, and the whole sea had this green glistening coat rippling through it, and it was just, honestly, I was in love with this painting, but it was the first. I would love to have it sitting around the studio for longer. As soon as I finished it, the last brushstroke, it left the studio within 20 minutes. And it broke my heart a little bit, because it would have been cool to sit with that painting for a bit, but there wasn't that opportunity, not in this case. And it's headed off to its new location. Where are you based in New Zealand? Thank you so much for the compliment too. I really appreciate you, Carolina. I'm based in two places. Bay of Plenty in Tauranga. So when I've got a lot more room, you'll know that I'm in the Corona studio in Tauranga. I make it sound fancy. It's not that fancy. It's a garage. I call it a studio. And then in Auckland, I'm part of an artist collective. So an artist collective is when you've got a floor, there's a bunch of artists who work in the same space together. And it allows rent to be cheaper, but it gives you a space to put all your stuff. Now, typically, I try and paint outside in the environment. Get out there, get some bird noises, get some fresh air, enjoy the great outdoors, but you can't risk it, especially not if you're using acrylics. If you're using oils, let it pour, baby, let it rain, it'll be fine. Because the water can't really wash away the oils. But if you're using acrylics and they're wet, if you're running back to the car carrying an acrylic painting, the rain's going to come down on it and it's going to ruin your work. Especially if you're doing realism. If you're more abstract, hey, you might get away with it. But if you're realism, you really do risk the painting by doing that. So these are factors. Yeah. So I'm just spotting these areas of green. I'm liking where the painting is right now. The reason I like the painting right now is already the shapes are in the right place, which is a fantastic start. Now, there's nothing to say it's going to stay that way. It could very quickly decline. With a painting, if you've heard me say it before, I'm so sorry, you're going to hear me say it again. It doesn't go like this, from fresh, new painting, up to good painting, with layers in between. That's not how it works. Not with painting, at least not with Impressionism or abstract work or work with more expression in it. What happens with those works is they go like this. Some days they're on the up and you can do no wrong. And other days you're just heading backwards. But overall, you're heading in the right direction, hopefully, most of the time. But the thing about that, and the reason why I point that out, is some days you get into the studio and you'll beat yourself up a little bit and you'll be painting there and everything you touch just seems to head back a few steps. That's okay. And the thing is, that's not just painting. I think that's life in general. Whatever your craft is, sometimes, depending on where you're at with the craft, not every day's up. You're always heading up, but not every day's up. Yeah. Hope I explained that well. I probably waffled a wee bit, but I did my best. This is also a little coffee, guys. Gives me my little zing, gets me going. There's such a temptation to put green into this bush. We're going to do it, but I'm only going to put the green underneath the bush because I plan on coming back and putting other colours in there to make it wild and make it fun. Here we go. Beautiful. If you're enjoying the stream too, guys, if you like art, if you enjoy the random ramblings of a strange Kiwi man based in New Zealand, then look, you can follow me via the links in the bios. No pressure. If you want to just watch here and hang out, that's all good too. If you want to follow here on TikTok, it's all good too. Also, exciting news. I haven't connected it to the link tree yet, but there's now, Lucy's going to kill me, but it's an innocent one, don't get excited. There's now a Twitter, And on the Twitter, I'm going to be posting art tips. So it's very hard if I yarn for 3 hours, especially when I ramble nonstop, to sort of grasp the main point I was trying to make. And so with Twitter, I'll get 2 or 3 sentences of the consolidated point that was being made, and I'll put it up there. So that way you can, get it in little bite-sized chunks, which I think is really fun and wholesome. So that will be in the link tree in the bio soon. But yeah, so I'm excited. Paint me like one of your French girls. Oh my God, that is just, that, oh, it's so original. I've never heard that before. Not once, not even once. I'm kidding. That's from Titanic, guys. It's a lovely thing to say. I saw something there around the, was it a box? Shipping? Shipping goes to everywhere, guys. So if you want to order a painting to the States, most of these paintings go to the States. This one here is going to the States. The one, Steve, the surfer, that one's going to Hawaii. And then the other painting is going to, oh my God, Scott's going to kill me that I forgot that. The other painting's for a guy named Scott, the portrait. I forgot where I'm sending it to. I'll remember, but it'll be there on Instagram. Emails, but I'm having a mind blank right now, Scott, sorry. But yeah, they basically all go to the States. A few stay here in New Zealand. It's a real privilege when the art stays here in New Zealand, but most of the time, it's leaving our shores. So shipping goes to anywhere, guys. So if you do want a painting, that's how you can get one. How does having your work all over, how does it feel? Honestly, Roman, whoever you connect with who wants the art, it's a hugely fulfilling feeling. Whether it's at a farmer's market, whether it's a family member, or whether it's someone over in Pennsylvania, New York, Europe, wherever, it's a hugely satisfying feeling, fulfilling. But the other factor that comes into it is there's a heartbreaking feeling too when you send the work so far away, because there's less chance you'll run into it again. So Robert, the runner-up here, is getting shipped to Brisbane. It's nearby, it's still far away. The work, like T's work, I know it's in Hamilton. So there's this chance that I get to see it again in the future, which is really special. It doesn't just disappear into, nothing truly disappears, but the further it is away, the more it feels like it may have disappeared, if that makes sense. So basically, I like works that are closer only because then I can see them more often. But I would love to do a trip to the States, get in touch with everyone and be like, right, I'm coming around the States and we're going to stop by and just see each owner of each painting and do a bit of a road trip on it. I'd really enjoy that. But yeah. But at the moment, guys, it's actually really special being able to connect with people from all over the world. And yeah. I love hearing from people in Pennsylvania and knowing that, hey, I've got a portrait in Pennsylvania or New York. Love New York, guys. Love New York. That's where Pink's from, if you don't mind me saying Pink. Here we go. Let's see this dog. Again, guys, we're not too worried about the definition of the picture. It's not about the definition. What it's all about at the moment is actually putting down the colours, abstract, covering the canvas, filling it up. We can bring in the realism later. We can't start with the realism. We have to start with the abstraction. Start with the abstraction, have the fun. If you don't have the fun early on, when are you going to start having fun? What, you're going to strangle the image the whole way through, make it what you think it should be, and then towards the end, when you've got this image that you've demanded to be a certain shape and colour tone, you're going to start having fun finishing it off? Come on. Have the fun at the start, get a little bit abstract, get a little bit loose, and then as you go towards the end, if you feel like it, there's no requirement to, but if you feel like it, you can build in some more realism into it. Usually, guys, I'll build in realism all over the page. I won't focus on the faces. I won't focus on the hands or the pets or anything like that. I'll give a little bit of realism all over it. Because for someone who, like in this portrait here, These door handles, these plants, these garments, and the scarves from the dogs, these things are iconography that the family will recognise. And so if I put all the focus into the faces, there's these missed opportunities for extra detail that we can bring into it. So, a little bit of attention everywhere. Also, if you did a volume test, guys, say volume test, as if that's a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know. Basically what I'm saying is, if you've got the faces of these characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters in the family, 2 dogs, 3 family members. Sorry, 2 dogs, 3 humans, 5 family members. You'd probably find the faces took up less than 5%, maybe, 5% of the picture is faces. And so if you put all the time into the faces, you've taken away from 95% of the entire product, of the opportunity you had, of the attention span of a fellow Homo sapien who looked at the picture and had the ability just to appreciate the whole thing. You said, these are the 5 parts to care about. And actually there's so much more. There's so much detail in the coats, the background, the shadows, the light areas, the walls, the plants. And if you miss that opportunity, after they've seen the faces and they start to drift away, that detail is what scoops them up and brings them back. But if it's not there, they're just going to drift away on the next painting or somewhere else in the room. Don't let that happen. Stop that from happening. Now, this little part here needs some attention. And there's also, now that I see it, I need a bit more black up this side here. I actually need a bit more black in general, if I'm being honest, guys. Hold on. Here we go. I've got my little paint station here. I call it a paint station. It's not a paint station. It's a chair with a toolbox full of paint on top of it. It's still a paint station, isn't it? It's a glorified paint station. It does the trick. And I've got a little system right now. It's full of paint, but I've got my full paint tubes in one area, my half full paint tubes in another area, and then all my almost empty ones in an area where I'm trying to slim down my inventory, guys. I've got way too much acrylic paint. Way too much. So we're trying to cut it back and hopefully get down to about 15 tubes at any one time. Any more than 15, and it can start going stale, guys. You don't want your paint to be going stale. It'll happen sometimes. You'll buy a paint tube at an art shop, or you'll find one from like 17 years ago, and it'll just behave funny. It'll act tacky, or it'll be like curdled in some cases. This is from the paint being open or aging too long. And you want to avoid it if you can. It's really nice to have brand new, fresh paint. So much so that I used to know some people who just religiously mix their own. Now, I'd mix my own too, but I just love going to the art shop and shopping from the shelves. This colour, this colour, this colour, this colour. Yeah, but maybe one day I'll start mixing it myself, but no, it's just too much fun. I love all the names I give it too, like Brilliant Magenta, Cobalt Turquoise. What's this one called? Cerulean Deep Sea Blue Hue. That's just fun. You'll be a fun job, at least for a day or maybe a week, is actually being in a paint store, like a Resine or a Dulux, and just rattling off names for paints. And they just bring you out like a sage green, and you'd be like, yes, forest floor green, and just naming these things. I reckon that'd be really fun. I reckon it'd be really, really fun. If you're new here too, guys, the accent is Kiwi, and I am currently in New Zealand, and my name is Sid Gow. I paint full-time, and I paint big, colourful, abstract works. Lots of expression, very, very primal. I love rudimentary tools. I love the idea of using a tool like this, a paintbrush, getting liquid tubes of colour, putting it on a plate in this case. Thanks, Roman, you're an absolute champion. And applying it to a surface. So much so that I get the surface as a natural canvas. I love the feeling of a natural fabric. And the whole thing's very primal, very primitive, very raw, and then I try and imbue that with a lot of expression, a lot of energy, vibrancy, And all these things want to actually come together to make something that I just feel like we can look at and go, oh, that's fun. So I feel like in a world these days, no big message here, guys, but in the world right now, there's so many white walls, so many computer screens that we look at all the time, and it's not like we need a giant release. We don't need a big change or anything like that. Things are actually going pretty well, but what we do like is a boxed, contained area of human expression and emotion. So it can sort of be in the room and just bring us back to, who we are naturally and how we want to express ourselves, I suppose. I waffled, I tried. How long have you been painting? So long. Since I was old enough to walk, before I could walk. When I was a very small baby, my mother quickly noticed that she had a son who liked to be creative. A son who wanted to use clay and draw and sketch and was not half bad at it. And so she was very analytical, but my mother started putting me into private tutoring, started giving me all the opportunities that she could possibly give her son to pursue art. So I was really, really lucky in that sense. But honestly, we talk about art skills, we talk about lessons, we talk about skill levels and practice. This is all important stuff, don't get me wrong. But most important of anything, the thing that will really send your art to a whole nother level and really create you into the person or artist or whatever career you want to go on, will really make you who you want to be. You're an amazing one. Thanks, Pink, you're an absolute champion. Is peers. So your friends and your loved ones have the ability to make your craft or take your craft to the next level. They'll give you the best feedback. They'll usually give you honest feedback. A real friend will be really honest with you. And they'll give you that pickup and that love that you might need if you fall into a rut, which is likely when you're a beginning artist. And it's also going to be equally as likely once you're a professional artist. The ruts don't go away, guys. You just get better at dealing with them. What painting are you currently working on? Since I haven't shown you in a while, guys, I'll bring it back. Here we go. This is the painting here. Voila. So family, fun composition, a lot going on. Lots of dark areas, but we're going to not do that much black. We're actually going to embellish it with colour. Swap out those medium to darkish blacks with blue navy. Swap out the medium to lightish greys with magentas. Just have some fun with it. We will obviously put some of the correct colours down, but we want to make sure that we imbue it with a lot of vibrancy and energy. The photo captured the realism. We're never going to beat the photo. The photo did such a good job of capturing realism that the competition's over. We can't beat it. Can't beat it pixel for pixel. It got it. But you know what we can do? We can capture the vibrancy and the energy and the feeling better than the photo. Or we're given the opportunity to. So what we're going to do is try and do that through colour. With the brush strokes, loose, fun, free. Don't try and hide the fact that it's a brush. Have fun with the brush. Really, really important that you don't try and, in terms of gradients, the photo won that competition. We don't want gradients. I don't want gradients. What I want is for you to come up close to it and be able to spot every brush stroke, every wild little touch of paint, all battling for their own little piece of what they're trying to express. And then when you come back, it all just has this unison and this way of working together that you see the picture. If you're thinking to yourself, man, he waffles, that made no sense. You're correct. I get halfway down a thought, guys, charge off on a different one, half finish that one, and then look at you expecting you to get it. So if you don't get it, you're not in the minority. But hopefully you can take a few little parts out of it that I did make mildly coherent. And if you're an artist yourself, fantastic, hope it helps. If you've got your own craft or you're living a life doing something that you love or trying to pursue what you love, maybe my ramblings helped. I don't know. I don't know. But if with these streams too, guys, I try and go live every day, every second day. I've been a little bit slack, but we're getting into a routine. I've been considering a schedule. How wild's that? Little paint. Oh, hold on, let me just get this handle in here. There we go. Hello. I've been considering a painting schedule, but we go live quite frequently. So if you want to join in, I think you get a notification if you follow, but I don't know. Don't quote me on it. And there's also all the links in the bio for whatever social medias you prefer. 100%. I missed that, Victoria. What's Sam Josh doing? What is Sam Josh up to? Here we go. Just come on down here. Again, guys, adding that colour on, but not putting it on too thick. We will put it on thick later on, not straight away. Doing well, about to start some pieces using quotes from the boy, the mole, the fox. All right. All right. That sounds like fun. I forgot which type of art you do. Was it calligraphy? It was calligraphy, right, Sam? I think. I forget. But doesn't matter. At the end of the day, guys, I think we all in some way have our own craft that we pursue. Painting, hopefully being mine, but whether you're a jeweler, an electrician, a builder, plumber, whether you lay carpet, whether you are an interior designer, you literally create spaces for people to live in. How incredible is that? Entertainer. All these things are crafts, and they're all amazing in their own right. And so I do my best to actually not get caught up on the definitions of acrylic paint and oil paint and how different paints mix or colours. A little bit on composition, guys, but I try to actually keep it more broad because not everyone's a painter. I think there's a lot of stuff that you can take from painting and apply it to anything you do. I think that's very wholesome. That's another thing that we get complaints about on the stream, guys. I do use the word wholesome way too much. So if you don't like that word, I'm warning you now, you won't like me. I use it too much. I've been told. Private messaged about my overuse of the word wholesome. So here's that. There is that. There we go. It's not currently in the bio or the link tree at the moment, guys, but there is a new social media platform you will find me on, which is being used for art tips and just general stuff to do with art or me. It's Twitter, and it's the same handle. It's Seb Gow Art. But if it will be in the link tree, but it's not there at the moment. All there is in the link tree right now is replays on YouTube, Instagram, and commissions page and About Me page. With the About Me page, guys, it's less of a, it's more, how to explain it? I try and keep it really raw and open and honest. So if you're an artist yourself, you may find it helps, or if you want to view into sort of creative thinking. Love the composition. Thanks, Richie, appreciate that. If you want to see a little glimpse into creative mindset, I try to make it less glorified and more honest. And I think I did an alright job. If you have any feedback on it, definitely let me hear it. But yeah, that's the About Me section. Instagram's really similar to my TikTok. But it just depends what you're into. The dog's looking pretty cool. He'll come together. He's not quite right. Doesn't have to be. It's early days. I haven't painted a picture in years. Might have to break out my paint stuff. PJ Shepherd. If after the stream you're inspired to break out your paint stuff, I would be over the moon. And if you're feeling confident enough, you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. Please, you're welcome to share it with me. I'd love that. Megan C, I am. I'll show you here if this works. It's a big stand. Give me a second. There we go. There's our picture. If I was a little bit more clever with technology, guys, don't hold your breath. If I was a little bit more clever with technology, I'd get a little like superimpose one down here. Have I tried slow drying acrylics? Have I tried slow drying acrylics? I have played with that, but I don't want that. I love to layer fast. I kind of defeats the purpose. No. Some people love to work with acrylics because they've got small spaces. And some people love slow drying acrylics because they behave like oils. I like acrylics because, as opposed to oils, because I like the fast drying times. I like to put down 17 layers, 5 layers, 10 layers, one after the other. 2 hours apart, 1 day apart, bang, 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 bang. But the problem is, if I'm using oils, it takes 2 weeks to dry. So layers don't happen as fast. So works take 4 to 6 months. Can't be waiting that long. It needs to be faster. Can we see one of your favourite paintings? One of my favourite paintings? Jeepers. What is my favourite paint? Currently my favourite painting, there's a top 5. But probably my favourite painting was the one I didn't show you guys that I finished, which was Lani, the one with all the seawater in it. It was a lady on the surfboard holding the rope with the horse running off with all the wild colours of the sea. The reason why I love that one is I feel like the sea was really captured, and yeah, really special painting. Really happy with that one. Then there's also when we start talking about favourites, you'd have to talk about Rossi. Rossi's pretty fun. Rossi's colour palette turned out really fun. Rossi has a lot of negative space to allow the colours to really pop, and it really glorifies Rossi. Rossi's a Hungarian Vizsla, and it just pops in a whole bunch of really fun ways. So, but honestly guys, I try and say that actually all paintings, they don't leave the studio until I love them. So I've got a little collection in the corner of the studio, about 20 paintings, which are just slowly building little layers here and there, getting them to completion, because they don't go until I've got the most passion for them. Ooh, Rich C, what a question. Which artists have inspired me? Honestly guys, you can't talk about art or artists or inspiration without talking about Van Gogh. I mean, could you? Could you really? Personally, I feel like, and it's a very arrogant and sweeping comment, but I feel like everything since Van Gogh, in terms of creativity and art, feels like a footnote. I feel like he's the guy, he's the GOAT. Right guy, right time. And there's some amazing artists after Van Gogh. They've done amazing things, but when we talk about painting and putting art on a surface and using paint, you can't go past Van Gogh. Like, how could you talk about art without mentioning Van Gogh? It's just how I feel. Did you draw this out first or just, okay, no drawing out, guys. It's not that it's cheating, but we don't do that here. The reason why we don't do it here is because AI art, if you're one of the very few people who currently follow me on Twitter, you'll hear my rant about AI art, which basically says that, it's a really good rant, but I can't remember the exact words, but basically AI art's here to stay. It's going to have more of an impact on art than photography did, and it's going to really expose the things that makes art by humans special, which is the expression you put behind it, which is the primal nature of the rudimentary tools that you use, the raw feelings that you can imbue into it, and the mistakes that you make. Now, if we mark out the whole thing and try and get everything just in the right place, we lose the mistakes, we open up with something that's not very expressive, and we close ourselves off to some of the most beautiful things that can come from human art. So, no guidelines, we just attack it. We don't try and make mistakes, and we don't try and cover them up either. When we make a mistake, something's in the wrong area, how to fix it, is 9. So if you get rid of one bad mistake, 20 good strokes. We try and dilute the mistakes out. I hope I explained that well. I waffled there a little bit, but basically, guys, when it comes to art, own those little mistakes, own the expression you can imbue it with, and own the process. Make it a beautiful process. Like, if you don't enjoy the process, what's better? Something made instantly by an AI robot. Perfect. A picture like that. Or a picture, in fact, let's go to the other side of it, or a picture you spent 20 hours hating to make, a process you didn't enjoy, something that ground you down and wore you out. It's better for the instantaneous robot to create the painting rather than for you to put yourself in that misery. But if you love the process is fun, it's imbued, it's full of beauty, you love every minute of it, versus an instantaneous robot action, come on. Humans love a journey. We want that journey. We want to see it. And so I really feel like, guys, love the process. And if you are doing any kind of craft, I don't know what you do. If you're a plumber, an electrician, a builder, a hiker, a tour guide operator, a boat fixer, I don't know. I don't even think you could call it a boat fixer. I'm sorry for my ignorance. But whatever you do, the process, how you go about getting the finished result, God, if you can learn how to love that, it just gives you so much fulfillment, so much enjoyment, so much control, so much happiness. Like, not every day is going to be yours, but man, if 95% of the days, 70% of the days, you know how to love it, have at it. Do you paint weekly or just whenever you feel like it? Get jinked. Oh my God, what is jinked? Jinx is a girl from Arcane, that League of Legends thing. Thanks, Ivan. Appreciate you. But Jink, I'm gonna have to go onto Google after this. This is the problem, guys. I'm no longer cool. I need to. Every time someone says something, I never was cool, but I need to jump on Google and figure out what's been said. So I try to paint. Almost every day, every second day, depending on the weather, depending on the conditions. Some days I lose a fair bit of time because I need to leap on 2 emails. I need to sort out shipping and boxing. I try to stream the fun stuff for you guys, so I try to not show you when I'm doing little transparent gesso coats because they don't look like anything. A transparent gesso coat looks like me with a paintbrush, just going like this endlessly. Nothing to see. And so I try to get the fun stuff out here for you guys to be a part of. But in a perfect world, we should be painting, I should be painting every day. Every day is good. Here we go. Yes, so beautiful girls. Is there a comment there? Did you ever work with other mediums too? Of course. Try all the mediums, guys. Try everything. See what you like. I love oils, but I've swapped to acrylics because the drying times fit better with how I want to layer. Some people love watercolors. Good for them. Go for it. Love the watercolors. Have fun. Some people love, what else do we love? I think some people really enjoy, is it called gouache? Oh my God, is it gouache? What do you call it? I'm just gonna grab some cloths for this brush though, guys. I need to wipe it down a little bit. But gouache, whatever you like, oil crayons, are cool. Graphite or charcoal, big thumbs up. 1 minute. You're so beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. If you want to be really clever, guys, you should use 2 brushes. 2 brushes for the style, because then I can use one brush to One brush to have the dark paint on, and one brush to have the light paint on. And that way you can chop and change without getting too much muddiness in the colours. How do I submit a photo for you to paint? Absolutely, go into the bio, there's a link there called commissions. If you jump on the commission link, you can attach a photo, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what inspired you, tell me your name and where we're shipping to, and we can get all the stuff sorted for you. Hold that turquoise, guys. This is going to be fun. And we can get that sorted. If you're after a commission, guys, there is no availability until mid-March. So getting into the late March area now. So we can start the conversation now, but we can't get the commission made until mid to late March. At the moment, the 3 commissions we're working on, the 4 commissions, once this one ships, we have Ricky's picture, we have Scott's portrait, we have Stefan's portrait, and we have Steve from Hawaii's surfing portrait. So we've got a bunch of fun ones going on at the moment. And what's cool is if you are after a commission, we can start talking about it, you can see how these ones come together, see how you feel, and we can go from there. That's another tube out of paint. And we'll use up this one too. Arctic, this one I'm talking about, guys, Pastel Arctic Blue. That's a cool name for a paint. I'm just finding you. How did you start out? Barbie, I think I recognize your name, Barbie. You just found me today. You'll be the second Barbie then. So, I started out when I was very little. Geez, you say primary school? No, I can't quite remember. Just been painting my whole life, guys. This is how I do it. This is what I love. I'm very, very lucky. I don't take it lightly to have found a passion that I love and to be able to share it with people. I think that's really, really special. I think I spent a lot of years looking for it, and to have it is something, something not to be taken lightly, something to be really enjoyed. So this is the Arctic Pastel Blue. What a fun thing to call some paint. Here we go. Get this on the face here. Get this on the face. Coming down here. Perfect. Like I say, guys, we are not getting caught up with adding too much texture. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, because we're going to do so many more layers. So see where it goes. Hey, thanks T, really appreciate that. If you don't know who T is, T actually went for a commission painting and then became a moderator. And 2 things. First off, I'm incredibly lucky to have her here. We're all incredibly lucky to have her here because she facilitates a very wholesome and fun environment for us. And then second off, we painted the dog. So on YouTube, actually, one of the most watched replays is Big Dog, which is the start of Hungarian Whistler. That's not the name of the painting. I think the painting's called Rossi. That's what we're going with, right, T? I like that. I think it's cool. This is abstract art. No, I'm a little rusty. Honestly, when it comes to art, it's subjective, so you can sort of bend it however you want and call it what you like. There's probably elements of it which is abstract, but abstract art, typically, you can have a guiding image. I typically put every stroke of paint from the guiding image. So there's no wild card strokes on the page. They're all built from a real starting point within the photo. And you'll say, well, doesn't that destroy the creativity of it? But no, it doesn't. Because like I say on the last stream, guys, I'm crazy. And if you don't give me a guiding image to anchor me, to tell me where to put colors and to try and control me a little bit, there's no telling what will happen. It is the Wild West and the painting goes way too crazy. So it's good to have a picture to anchor me, to control creativity and almost shoot it in the right direction. And because of that anchoring image and trying to construct that image with a style, you would probably call it Impressionism. But with Impressionism, You could even get more funky tools. I don't want funky tools. I want more primal tools. I want more primal paint. I want more primal surfaces, and I love using a paintbrush. If you told me you could give me a paint gun that could like, actually that'd be pretty cool. But I like the paintbrush, I like the tubes of paint, I like the raw canvas. And so there's probably an element of it. Here's a new word for you, this is a wild one. You could call it primalism. Primalism is when you try and represent the topic, but using the most rudimentary basic tools you can get your hands on. And in a world with AI art, in a world with digital art, in a world with so many fancy tools and crazy things that we can do, it's kind of fun to go back to the most basic of the basic, to make something really primal and raw. I think that's got a fun catch to it. Sorry. Would you have any tips for mixing colour for skin tones? I always find it a bit tricky. All right. Yeah, I do have a tip for that. So, if you were struggling with skin tones, you've already done something in that sentence which may be making it tough for you. Before I tell you, please be aware, grain of salt, I'm just a random Kiwi guy. I've got an opinion, another artist will have an opinion, everyone's got opinions. But my opinion is, don't see the skin. Don't see the skin. Don't see the people, don't see the heads, don't see the arms, don't see the ears, the nose, the mouth, ignore these. Look at the picture and forget everything you know. Stop painting what you think you see and just focus on what's actually there. What do you actually see? What shapes, tones, colours actually come out of it? A lot of the time when you look at a face, you'll be like, that's green. There's a little bit of blue there. There's red there. There's yellow there. There's all these things imbued into the picture, cascading over different layers of the paint. Look at the sky. You see the sky and you're like, actually, I see a whole lot of grey and red, if I'm being honest. I'm going to add that in there. Build in what you see. And the more you can ignore what you think you see, the better off the outcome will be. And once you really start mastering it, what's crazy is you'll be able to do it, completely disassociate from the image. But there'll be a few times where subconsciously you got tricked. And so there'll be a few areas where actually you painted what you couldn't help yourself, and you painted what you thought you saw. And that struggle, that fight, that battle between you trying to paint what you see and avoiding painting what you think you see is part of the fun that makes up a painting. Because you know what? An AI doesn't struggle. You can struggle though. And that struggle of the concoction of the painting is what makes it a little bit special. As long as the struggle's fun, obviously. Fun struggle, not painful struggle. Did you try digital art? I have tried digital art. I love digital art. I think the people who do digital art are fantastic people. I think there's some amazing stuff out there, and it's a frontier of art which has recently developed, and those who are pursuing it are absolute heroes. Absolutely. For me, I love primitive, primal, raw, expressive art. Don't take away my paintbrush in favour of a stylus pen. I don't want the stylus pen. I want the paintbrush. I want tools as crude and as primitive as cavemen used. And I want to produce something that we can put on our wall that is just primal, expressive and raw in a way that is so contrasting to the usual worlds we live in. Not in a way that it completely flips your world upside down, but in a way that you're like, that's nice. It is a retriever. You can sort of notice it right now, but there's another chocolate Labrador up here. It'll all come into context. You'll see it. It'll make sense. Thanks, Richie. Rich C, sorry. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. It's not just about art though, guys. It's that I talk about art because that's what I do. That's what I love to do. That's what I can talk about. But for you guys, I try and make sure everything I'm saying is general enough or applicable enough that you can take it and do whatever with it. I don't know what you do. You're a sportsman? Do you like playing rugby? Are you a soccer player? Are you a gymnast? I don't know. I get told that these random ramblings help artists. Surely they can help everyone. I don't know. Or maybe everyone's watching being like, I can't understand a word that boy's saying with his Kiwi accent. That's also a possibility. go, just like that. Just building it out in a few little areas, having some fun with it, guys. Spotting shadows, spotting little areas that I can give more attention to. The painting right now, in all the most fun ways, has zero direction. Fantastic. When you open up a painting, if you've got a direction, it can strangle the process. Now, I sort of know where it's going to hit, but at the moment, we're just walking down the trail. We're just enjoying adding colours here and there. There's no reason to go from black into a bit of green into Arctic blue. That's wild, it's silly, but we're doing it. We're here having fun. Thanks, T. It's not normally my advice either, guys. If you stay here long enough, I'll start ranting to you about Kung Fu Panda. I'll start having you on about how Prince Charming isn't all that great from Disney. Little Mermaid. Shrek, another great film. What do you do when you mess up and can't fix it? That is a great question, and that actually is very applicable for whatever you're doing. When you mess up and can't fix it, the first thing we make the mistake of is honing in on the mistake, because your whole focus has gone on to the thing you've done wrong. The best way to fix something you've done wrong is to do 20 things right. Same thing with a canvas. If we focus too much on one little thing being in the wrong place, we can try and choke and strangle it to the right place and make it all work out. And you know what? What we should have done was be like, yes, I made a little mistake. Like Bob Ross says, it's a happy little mistake. And then you go about doing 20 right things. And so when you see the end result, what do you see? No one's going to see the one little mistake. It's less than 5% of the picture. Everyone's ignoring that. They're going to see the beautiful, correct beauty that you added because you didn't get hung up on the mistake. You went on a pilgrimage, on a quest to do the right thing over and over again. So, yeah, that's applicable to anything you do. A right and wrong, or is it purely down to artist interpretation? That's a big question. I think that depends on the art form. I think that depends on the person. I think depending on your style, I think you definitely know things that are right and wrong. I think your friends start to know what you like and how you go about your art. And as your friends understand your art, I think your friends could tell you what's right or wrong in your art. And you'd be like, no, I'm the artist, I interpret it. All right, well, what if your loved ones knew your art style? They'd seen you for 20 years. They'd seen everything you painted. And then in a room, there's 50 pieces of art, but 10 of them are yours. Would you expect your loved one to be able to walk into that room and spot your artwork? If the answer is no, it's down to interpretation, then you're right. If the answer is yes, absolutely, I expect my loved ones to actually know me so well to spot my painting style out of the lineup, even when they're not the artist, then there's probably a right and wrong to your style and how you paint. Not in a bad way. There's nothing wrong with doing the wrong thing on a canvas. Yeah. I think I explained that well. Probably not. Again, I try and get there. What other colours are you using for this piece? Pink? I like the fact that you're asking. You always like to know. And you know what? You know what? I've got no idea. I really don't know yet, Pink. I'm excited to find out as much as you are. I'm playing with this Arctic blue right now. I know, sort of. I want to have some popping, I know there's some popping reds and some popping greens and some darker blue patches that I'm definitely going to emphasize in those colours. But you know what? I really don't know. It's a wild world. I'm definitely going to have some magenta sitting underneath, creeping into some areas where it probably shouldn't. And I'm going to be excited for that. There we go. There we go. Just a little bit there. A little bit there. Beautiful. That's really cool. It's abstract. God, it's fun. It's all in the right place. We're having a good time. Ibs, do you prefer painting backgrounds or portraits? Don't make the mistake of thinking the background is any different from the portrait itself. When you're commissioned to do a work, or when you're making a work for yourself, we make the mistake of going, I'm painting a portrait, which is this space in the middle. and everything else is irrelevant. No, it's not. You got the canvas. The canvas was a wood frame, say in this case 30 inches by 40 inches, and we've wrapped fabric around it, the entire thing. And then someone purchases a 30 inch by 40 inch canvas, or you take up the quest to paint 30 inches by 40 inches, and you decide to focus on one little spot. Okay, some people do that, good for them. But in this case here, for you, or for me personally, I take on the challenge, or I love to put attention on every single corner and every single area of it equally. And so the temptation to leap in there and make the face look perfect straight away is always there, or later on, to focus on the face and make it just the way you want it to look. But actually what you have to do is give each and every area the same amount of detail and attention, because then when they look at the artwork, they realize it's not about the face. And actually, even in a portrait, it was never about the face. It's about the entire thing, the cascading of colors, the way the background balances off the face, the way the composition of different shapes and the work itself come together to make a whole completed piece. But the completed piece is a rectangle. It's not a face in the middle of the rectangle. The whole thing needs to work in unison. So, background, I love it, as much as foreground. I think it's all super important. I think I explained that well, or I explained it terribly. I don't know. Basically what I'm saying here is love your backgrounds. Give them attention. Enjoy it. I missed a comment that was at the top because I was mid-rant, but so I'm sorry, but I think I also, did I make the point? I think I got there. I understand, yeah, mean, good. So I got there a little bit. Some people are nodding going, yeah, he got there. This is good. Here we go. This head here actually comes up a little bit higher than I've acknowledged there. We're going to bring that up. That's good. So one thing I really like about this family that we're painting here is the happiness. I got sent through so many pictures to have a look over, and there's undeniably authentic happiness and smiles and pleasure in this collection of companions. And I think that's really beautiful. Yes, we expect that from families. Does it make it any less special when you see it? I don't think so. I think it's really, really special. So it was a pleasure to choose out of the lineup which photo I thought we could really imbue and make special. Imbue, create, reproduce. And actually I chose this one because the characters were more asymmetrical. So there was more to play with the composition to make the portrait become really unique. And also, because no one asked, I think, how are you today? Get jinxed. Thank you so much. I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a great day. I'm very lucky to be able to come into this, to be working today, to have a canvas to paint today, to have people joining me today, to have enough paint to use today. This is my favourite brush. Everything's coming up me. This is fantastic. I'm a lucky boy. Make no mistake. So, I got a paint palette. It's really annoying when you don't have a plate, guys. Oh my god. Some days, I put the paint on my hand because I don't actually have a palette. I've got a palette, a brush, paint, and a canvas. How wild's that? I've got all the tools I currently need to do what I love. So yeah, I'm doing good. You always explain yourself well. Don't worry about that. Hey, thank you. Don't give me too much confidence on that though, guys, because I'll start going off on rants, thinking everyone's understanding me, and it'll just be waffle. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Right. Golden Retriever. Let's add your colours on here. And like I say though, guys, I say Golden Retriever, that's bad for me to say that. That's more just me acknowledging the location we're working on, not how we're going to paint it. So we're just acknowledging the shapes and building out those shapes. In no way are we acknowledging shoulders, paws, the dog's form in any way. We're just spotting colours, tones and shapes that make up this location and this location we've labelled Golden Retriever. So, that's wholesome. If you're new here, guys, saying it earlier, I'll say it again, all the links you'll need. Sheila, oh, thank you very much. Am I pronouncing that right? Was that Sheila? Shelia? Correct me if I'm wrong. Shelia. Thank you very much, anyway. All the links you need are in the bio. There's a link to the About Me page. There's a commission page there. Recommissions, nothing available for this month. Late next month, we can sort you out. Sheila, I got you. Thank you very much, Sheila. Appreciate you. So late next month, we can sort out commissions, but you can fill out the link now. We can start the conversation and make a plan. There's also an Instagram link and a YouTube link for the replays. So that's if you're new here, and if you're not new here and you've heard that for the 16th time, I'm so sorry. I need like a little banner that comes up here, like a little those little things that restaurants have that say open $20 hamburgers, $20 jugs, you know, like one of those things, but it says find them on Instagram. If anyone knows how to make that happen, you should definitely DM me and walk this idiot through how to make it like that. Because I think most of us don't mind, but there's some people like Cheryl and Victoria and T who, as soon as I start, they're just like, he's doing the thing again. He's doing the thing. And guys, I sympathize. What am I painting? Yeah, that's a good question. There's probably a lot of fresh faces here. Here we go. This is our painting. We have a family portrait. We've got dogs, some amazing composition. We've got two big white pillars each side, with a dog who's also white in the middle, creating a fantastic little balance there in the composition. And then one funky one is this character and this character have similar jackets on, and the colours of those jackets and the textures of them will be a similar match to the bush down here, which gives us a triangle of balance, and then here, a triangle of balance. It's going to be subtle, but it's going to be in there, and that's part of the fun. I like it. Now, Arctic Blues. Stop distracting me, guys. Arctic Blues, I'm going to put them up here. Again, I'm adding a lot of gloss gel into this. The reason I'm doing that is it's not going to be a gesso primer, but it's going to lessen the texture of the canvas just a little bit. So in the later layers, when we come back to add a bunch of detail in, we're going to be able to manage it better, and we're not going to get caught up not being able to add detail because of the texture of the canvas. And I want to make sure that we do get into little finer parts, like the t-shirt, like the fabric, like the dog's fur and things, that we can actually do it right. Looking forward to you starting Hawaiian Steve's painting. Me too, very much so. Very excited. See, this Hawaiian Steve painting was going to be smaller. It's now going to be, me and Steve have been talking, we've made a plan. It's going to be the same size as this one. So all three canvases, all three, excluding that canvas, most of our canvases are going to be the 30 by 40 size, which is the size for our February batch, which is pretty exciting. It's not often things line up like that. Do you listen to music while painting? If so, what do you listen to? I do love to listen to music while painting. I did have the link in my bio for my playlists. It's not in there anymore because it's getting too cluttered on the little link tree thing, but you can see my playlist. I think it's Paint Flow, if that shows up on Spotify. But basically, I love music that's got a little bit of soul, a little bit of grunge, a little bit of, sometimes even a little bit of country. I like a mix. Sometimes what you need on one day is different from what you need on another day, and that's okay. Probably Paint Flow is my usual go-to. But that's Paint, P-A-I-N-T, obviously, and then space, and one of those straight up and down like separators. Then another space and flow, like a little yin-yang symbol after flow. And it's a picture of Zion National Park as the cover, which is because I like that picture, and it's like a flowy picture, and so here we are. If that makes sense. I listen to classical while drawing. It's fun. It's fun, I can get behind that. It's a music choice that I can get behind. Here we go. I'm just going to keep building this out here. This face here is still too low. Wow. We'll bring it up, that's all right. This character's sort of hunched down too much. We're going to bring him up. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. There we go. Up you come. And we're going to bring this up to here. There. Here we go. Now he's coming up higher. It's part of the fun, guys. If we did guidelines, maybe his head would be in the right place to start with. But you know what? It would have been less fun when we started the painting, and you would have spotted that in the brush strokes. I know I can with my style. I know I can. How would you paint the weather of Aotearoa? I don't know. I'd need to see the picture. I'd try and find the right photograph. The reason I like a photograph over anything else is the photograph is still. And like I say, I'm a bit crazy, and so it's nice to get into a still anchoring point to sort of let this crazy style take place. And so if I was trying to find the weather for Aotearoa, weather of New Zealand, to try and find something to capture it with, I would go on a pilgrimage to find the perfect photo, if that makes sense. That's how I go about it. And that's why it's really fun when people come to me with commission ideas. Reason being that with the commission ideas, they've brought to me something that's really special to them, that they've got inspiration to turn into something, and we get to combine that commission idea with my craft. And so we come together and try and work out, okay, is this the right picture? What can we make here? And sometimes you think, wow, we can make something really special out of this. We can really send this. And sometimes it's happened before where you say, actually, I like what you've got here, but your photo is perfect the way it is. It captures the scene. It captures the person. We can't actually improve on this picture you've got. Sometimes there's more to capture, and sometimes you've got it all. Got to head off for a bit. All right. Thank you so much for joining, T. Look after yourself, and I hope you stay safe in this wild, wild weather that we're about to are experiencing, happening now, could be happening, should be happening. Look after yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I would literally enjoy Scream. I miss Scream. Scream is the... Scream is a great example of an expressionist painting. So you've got a subject which exists in reality, but you've distorted certain areas of it and made them bigger, more accentuated, more important, more colourful in different ways to try and increase the expression of the image. Different from Impressionism, where you actually try and create an impression of the image. Yeah, if that makes sense. Did it make sense? Sebastian, thank you very much, DJ. I appreciate that. Now, it was a great shirt. It was a hand-me-down, but I got some paint on it. It's ruined now. You can see that. So, a little bit of paint. Who is the person laughing? That is Shelby. Shelby it was bring your partner to office day today. And I brought Shelby to the studio, and she's hanging out painting. And is she laughing at me or something else?
I was laughing at somebody who was raking the leaves on their lawn.
Oh, someone's raking leaves on their lawn and it's funny. I'm on board.
Because there's a storm and they're going to get blown. So it's pointless.
What would you suggest for growing artists that's helped you? Ava, yes, absolutely. This is general feedback for anyone doing anything. Love what you do. A lot of the time when you start painting, guys, you might not be selling your art, you might just be making your art. And if you have another job because you're not selling your art, art's going to also, if you don't love making your art, it's going to drain you for the rest of your week. In your week, if you're already working a 40-hour job, if you've got a family, if you've got kids, all these factors come into it. if art's the thing you try and add on to the end of it, you say, right, I'm going to do 10 hours of painting as well, where's that energy going to come from? You're giving so much. If you've got 1 or 2 kids, if you've got a full-time job, it's going to be really hard to actually build momentum behind something else that's going to drain you. Something else that's going to drain you. And so you need to figure out a way to make art, or a way to make your passion, if that's not art, if that's dancing, if that's music, whatever, something that fills your cup. That's a good analogy, fills your cup. Because that way, after your job, after your kids, after your family, your loved ones, and whatever other responsibilities you've got, you can go to your passion, which in this case for me says art, maybe for you too, might be something else, and you can go to your passion and it can fill your cup up and you can love it. And that way it will rejuvenate you for the week. So those 10 hours you spend on that aren't a drainer, they're an adder. And then from there, you can figure out how you want to develop your style, who you want to be, how do you want to go about it. But that's the only way. You cannot fill from an empty cup, guys. So you need to fill your cup first to fill others. And if you work a full-time job, if you've got a full-time family, if you've got loved ones, it's more important than anything to find a way to make your craft something that fills your cup. That's the, I hope I said that well, but yeah. Too often do artists get caught up in the idea, or anyone get caught up in the idea, that your passion, your craft, the thing you love, actually should be a toil, a strain, they say like saxophone practice or art practice, drawing and things like this. Yep, true, it is practice, but if you don't really enjoy it, you've got to love practice. You've got to love it, and that'll build you. That will build you. I think I explained that all right. Maybe I didn't, who knows. Head to here, there we go. I'm going to bring this head up a little bit, guys. This is way too low again. Come up, step up, stand up. We pulled them up 2 inches. We're pulling them up 2 more inches. And seeing where that can take us. Stand up for your light. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Hope I said it well enough. Thank you, area meant, babe, strong winds up is meant to be worse. Oh, g'day, Cheryl. I think I knew you were here, but it's good to see your name there. It's good to see your name there. We're going to swap on to some darker blues. Darker. Here we go. And Zan, Thai. I don't speak Thai, but lovely to see it there. Larissa, hope you're looking after yourself. Good to see you back. Didn't see you yesterday, but good to see you here today. Love the emojis. What was I saying? Something about something. I don't know. I lose my trail of thought all the time, guys. Roman, love you to bits. You're an absolute champion. Appreciate it to no end. You know that. Cerulean blue is going to be our blue of choice this time, guys. How do you become a mod? Well, we've got a lovely group of mods here, and we started with just 1, and then we got 2, and now we've got about 8, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, if you'd like to be a mod, if you think that a mod is something that would suit you, you can get in touch. Reach out to me, and let me know your TikTok handle, and then I'll have a talk, because now it's not just me grabbing people. There's a lovely group of mods coming together, and so I'll go back to them and I'll ask them, hey, this person, would you like them to join us? And they might be like, actually, we've got a full group at the moment, we can't really fit anyone extra. Or they might be like, oh my god, I love that person, absolutely, that'd be fantastic. I don't know, but So that's the process. Seb, you got a little stain. Yes, I do, all over my shirt. So I've got tons around here on my pants. Sorry about that, guys. A couple on my shirts. I've got paint everywhere. I know I talk about dressing smart and painting smart. These pants are a mess. It's on me. I'll do better in the future. I'll do better in the future. It's a hollow promise, guys. I might not do better. I plan to do better in the future. But if I don't, I'm not going to give myself a hard time about it. How's that? Good answer? It's 2 a.m. here in UK, so I must be away to bed. Thanks for the... Hey, you're more than welcome, Rich. Absolute pleasure to have you joining us here. And get some sleep. You absolute champion. You hung around for so long, even though it's 2 a.m. in the UK. And we all appreciate you for it. All the best. A little bit of black down here, guys. Here we go. Now we're talking. Hello. Just like that. Just like that. Going for canvas coverage here at the moment. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Just a bit more in there. Just a bit more in there. Cheryl, you don't have to, but I really appreciate it when you do. Could you give me a little time check? Cheryl's like, I did that for you once, Seb, and now you ask for it all the time. I'm sick of it. But the thing is, I've got my other device doing a stream. So in fact, actually, hold on. Oh, Cheryl, you absolute champion. 307. Okay, so I might have a little... I'm going to hydrate shortly because that's important. And we'll just keep going. We've got plenty of time, guys. Plenty of time. We've got plenty of time. It's a matter of time before I go back there. And Cheryl, because I do value you and I value your time and I care about you, I promise I'm going to buy myself a watch. And I think that's entirely fair. Because I can't keep asking you to check the time in New Zealand. I'm aware of how unfair I'm being. Can we compliment you on how nice you're always dressed for your live? Oh, thanks, DJ. I appreciate that. So, look, I try and dress nice when I paint, guys. I know it's unorthodox. The reason why I do that is because I'm a big believer in if you dress the part, you'll feel more like the part. And with art, prolifically as artists, sometimes, or dancers or singers, we can show up to our area of practice or work wearing fat pants and stained singlets and things. Now, I know my clothes are stained, so it's hypocritical. But showing up to where you plan on making your craft and taking it seriously. So when I say taking it seriously, I mean dressing like you take your craft seriously. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. This is between you and your craft. Dress like you mean it, and you'll feel more like you mean it. Some days you'll walk into your studio wearing fat pants and singlet, and no matter what you do, you can't do any wrong. You're just smashing everything. And other days you'll walk in there and you just can't make it come together. On those days, when you'll dress like you want to nail it, it might just give you that little extra boost that you need. But yeah, I think we can get hung up on our art and not treat it like a craft or a ritual or something that's sacred. Your craft, not just art, whatever your craft is, it's sacred. And when you take it seriously, when I mean take it seriously, I don't mean don't let anyone else, don't always look after everyone and care about people and things, but in terms of your craft being sacred, pursue it like it's meaningful to you. And if you go out to lunch with or dinner with friends and you put on some a nice shirt, I'd suggest putting on something nice for when you go painting. I mean, obviously, if you're a lumberjack or a builder, your outfit's important. You don't show up to a building site wearing fat pants. You get sent home. You don't show up to a kitchen to work wearing fat pants. You get sent home. You show up in the correct uniform, clean and ready to go. Or ideally, that would be the dream. In the same way, show up to your studio, show up to your painting, and show up to the craft that's sacred to you, dressed, ready for it. You're all good, I don't mind, right? Thank you. Appreciate that. But I will get one, Cheryl, I promise. It's on the way. It's not on the way. It's on the agenda. That when I walk past the Casio shop, I'll be like, it's time. Yes, it is, Viv. This is what I do. And I love what I do. It's very fun. Enjoy every second of it. Well, and also, some days you won't enjoy it so much, and that's okay. Not just with painting, whatever you're doing, you may not find the love for it on a certain day. And that's why it's so important to have things like what you wear, like your rituals, like the way you go about it, to get you really into it and say, this is what I do, this is how I do it. All those things. There we go. That head's coming to the right place now. Perfect. More of that pastel Arctic blues. Let's grab some of that. Guys, if it's your first time here, or if it's not your first time here, but you've just caught up on TikTok, everything you need is in the bio. Connect with me in all the different places. I was saying yesterday, and I'll say again, we do have some merch on the way. It's not here yet, but it is in the pipeline. They are finishing it off. When we get the first designs, anything gets confirmed, I will absolutely share the stuff that we're looking at running with for merch, because that will be super fun. Hats, beanies, and other little bits and pieces. Oxide, I'm so sorry. I would love to talk about fitness, but there's so many other people on the internet who do such an amazing job of that sort of stuff, who are so much more intelligent than I am in that area, and so much more qualified. Not that you need to be qualified, but qualified, and they have such amazing content on it. I just dive on YouTube, talk to them. Let me help you in the ways that I can help you best, which is spinning yarns, spreading positivity, and making paintings. This is my bread and butter, guys. Is there anything that you don't like painting? Anything I don't like painting? Look, I think I think I like painting everything. I think what happens, it's really fun when someone comes to you with a unique project that you haven't done before, or something that you don't do often. I love that. Landscapes, I love landscapes, but I don't often get the opportunity to paint landscapes. So when they come up, I'm very enthusiastic. JMS, guy named James, he's got the first landscape we've done here on TikTok. Really exciting, amazing landscape. It's been shipped on Wednesday, so that's a thrill. But everything's fun in the way you do it. Family in Brazil, and just showed them. Oh my God, I just missed it. Could someone do me a huge favor and take that one to the top again? Something about a family in Brazil. Incredible people. I'll scroll up for it. I'll find it. Oh, no, there we go. Show them your art. You've got fans all over the... Oh, thanks, Marcos. I appreciate that. It's an absolute honour and a privilege to be able to share this art here with you, Marcos. So, you're coming all the way from Brazil. That's fantastic. I've never been to Brazil. I would absolutely love to go. Yeah, that would be phenomenal. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Mexico City, Cancun, around that area, but yeah, getting the opportunity to spread my wings further in that country would just be the best. Spread my wings further on that continent, that area of the world. A lot going on there, fantastic place. You painting dress clothes, yes, Tyler. We were just talking about it, so I won't go too much into it, but dress smart, paint smart. Dress the part, your craft is sacred. Dress like you mean it. Now, with the exception of, if I'm at the beach, guys, and it's a hot day, I'm going to wear shorts. Like, if you're going to wear dress clothes, don't wear stuff that you can't see this here. I've got full movement here of my arm. You need that. If you're going to paint, don't put on clothes like, if you're going to put on a dress jacket, make sure you can reach up to paint. Don't restrain your ability to do your craft because you're trying to dress so fancy for it. You know, there's a line to be walked there. Sorry, I missed a comment there, guys, but I was mid-yarn. I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I did. I apologise for that. Hey, sorry, I'm new here, but the painting you're doing is so beautiful, and the painting is a painting of someone. Yes, it is. So this is a painting of. I'll show you the picture here. Let's grab this off here. This is our painting. We've got a lovely family. We've got 2 dogs. We've got a husband and wife, and a son. We've got a beautiful composition here. We're just finding the little shades and tones and just sort of discovering the painting. We're playing with it, playing with the surface. Evan Dennison, welcome. Good to have you back. And it's great to have you here on your first time as well, for the previous comment. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're enjoying yourself. And I hope that the lovely little environment that Victoria and Cheryl and T, and DJ and everyone else works so hard to create is giving you a little bit of happiness today. That would be fantastic. It would make my day, personally. What do you do besides painting? Eat and sleep. No, so I try to spend most of my time painting, guys. Painting is my full-time thing. Painting's what I do. JEC, you're an absolute hero. You know, JEC, it actually, it definitely touches me personally when you come in here and give such support to the stream and make it, you're a phenomenal individual. And if anyone hasn't seen this is the kiwi bird. Kiwis are a bird native to New Zealand. They're flightless birds. It's exactly what it looks like in this picture. This isn't a cartoon. This is exactly what it looks like. It's a fluffy, its feathers are some of the softest feathers you'd ever touch. It's got a big long beak, and it finds little grubs in the undergrowth, and it finds them at night and hunts them out. And they're just, the cutest little birds. They're endangered in New Zealand at the moment, but that's why you call New Zealanders Kiwis. It's after those birds there. So, really cute little bird. And JEC, I love you to bits. Thank you so much. Lol the Kiwi. Yeah. Lol the Kiwi is correct. There was actually a kid's book that I used to read when I was a child, and it was called Kapai the Kiwi. And Kapai used to go on little adventures and teach you about lessons that you need to know. Have you ever tried realism painting? I have, but you know what? When it came to realism painting, a lot of the things that I wanted to capture with realism were done just as well with a camera. So I quickly deviated off realism. I deviated back to abstract work, to impressionist work, and to more functions like that. How many hours a day do you paint, or does it depend? Hi from, that's fantastic, Island. Good to have you here, Izzy. So, I will paint for, look, I'll try and do, it depends. What do you classify as painting? Because there's lots of priming and preparing and stuff like that. There's also a lot of conversations in the back end. Preparing commissions, talking with people. You can't just start painting. You've got to figure out, okay, what's your inspiration? What's your dream? What can I do? How can I imbue this? How can we meet in the middle with as much love for the project as each other, in a way that we can make something really special for you? This stuff takes time. You navigate through this. There's painting layers. There is drying times. There's layers in between of gloss and this sort of stuff. So you work for 8 to 10 hours a day, but how much of that's painting? Probably like 4 hours, 5 hours it would be the go. But I mean, I need to use that little app toggle. It'll tell me. I don't know. Do you remember me and my country? Oh my God, this is so good. I recognize the name. Distinctive name. Very distinctive name. And also, did I miss it? JEC, how are you doing today? Or did you just pop in and disappear? I can't tell. I can't paint immediately, went everywhere. I can't quite. Go Eagles? Who's winning that? Is it Giants versus Eagles, is it? I'm not much of a sportsman, guys. One thing I love about sports, though, I love when everyone goes and has a great time together. You go to a bar, a restaurant, go to someone's house, everyone hangs out, everyone's happy. All I'm hoping when I'm watching a sports game, a lot of the time, is I'm just got my fingers crossed going, God, I hope it's the result that'll make the most people happy in this room. Let's just get that result so this event we're all a part of right now gets better. Because when a team who's not supposed to loses, everyone's spirits goes like this, and I'm like, no. There's 15 of us. This is so much fun. We're all together. Let's enjoy it. So, yeah. I'm rooting for whatever needs to happen to make as many people as happy as possible. Thank you very much, Brad. I think I see Brad there. Appreciate your words. Let's get this in here. There we go. All the way to the top. Perfect. Keep adding this in here. Keep running on, baby. Riding around to the night on me. Don't need no man. Got my kids for free. Boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. We need a little dark color here, guys. We're getting a little bit excited with our cerulean blue. Cerulean blue is great, but we need to get out our. Let me see the name of this one. This will be fun. I can't pronounce that. That's part of the fun as well. I'm not going to try it. It's a blue. We're going to use a blue here. And we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tubes of paint. Now, they have been about a quarter to a half full. So you use a lot of paint, especially early in a piece. The canvas is dry. It's going to suck the paint out of the... really suck in the paint, like adding varnish to a new table that's dry wood. It's going to really gobble it all up. So we are really going to run through the paint early, and then later in the piece we're going to apply the paint thicker. The paint's going to go on thicker. So what that means is that early on it's going to suck on in, but it's going to stay flat. Later on we're going to add the paint on thicker, so it's still going to actually use a lot of paint. We probably use around, on this size canvas, $80 to $120 worth of paint. That's just the reality of it. You use a lot of paint. Hello. It says lost connection. Are we back? Yeah, there we go. We're back. Perfect, guys. I thought I lost you forever. Here we go. Perfect. I appreciate that. Cheers, guys. Right. Now, darker blues. So it's blue combined with a little bit of gloss gel. We're going to use this to spot some areas where maybe we were not ignoring, but didn't have a colour yet to attack. We can really do no wrong with this blue over the blacks. It is brighter, yes, but it's a fun way to get this canvas popping with a bit of colour. Damn phone going flat, don't have my charger with me. See you next time. Cheryl, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here. I tell you every time, but I'm not going to stop telling you, unless I miss the comment. I'll work on getting myself a watch, and good luck at finding a charger. I can sympathise. You know, if it hadn't been for Shelby plugging in my phone at nights, honestly, my stuff would always be dead. And in fact, it does usually die. This is a reality I live in. Luckily, when I'm in the studio here, I plug it into a charger port, so it's charging while it's playing. But that's not normally the case, guys. So, feels to Cheryl. As always, another awesome live. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate you. We're making some good ground in this painting, though, guys. This is really fun. We're capturing some really fun shapes. We're capturing some really fun colours. This head here has been dragging up. It started with a chin here. It's now up 3 inches on where it was. And that is why there's a bit more distortion down here. But look, as it dries and we keep adding to it, it'll keep building. These characters are in a great position. The dog, not a lot of clarity on the dog right now. Is that okay? Yeah, of course it is. We'll just build it in there slowly. Just build it in there slowly. Thanks, Everdilson. You're meeting right now. We're here, live, painting together. Oh, I don't know if we're painting together, actually. Do you have paint in front of you? If you do, we're painting together. Good. See these strokes around his face here? That's exactly what we're going for. When I talk about not seeing the face and painting what you actually see, not what you think you see, that dog's face has landed perfectly on that mark. That's perfect. Perfect. Didn't catch that gift. Oh, you got me, Ocean. I did miss it. I did miss it. You're back to your old tricks, are you? Also, guys, first off, for everyone who does donate to the stream, you're absolute champions. I appreciate every single tip. You're all fantastic. And if you do want to connect more, there's a link in the bio to everywhere you want to go. And you can go from there. Commissions, all that sort of stuff, that's the place to do it. There's no availability until mid to late March. So, mid to late March. You're young to be so accomplished. Tell us about your background, tracing and such. Tracing and such. Tracing and such? Tracing and such, I forget. Well, I'm actually 30, guys. I turned 30 the other day. 12th of January, Sebastian Gower turned 30. It was fantastic, and my partner Shelby has bought me a bungee jump. So when we go down to Queenstown in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go on a bungee jump. So don't worry, guys, you won't miss out. I'll share it. It won't be live in case I'm screaming, but I'll share a little story of it. Being 30's been fun. Feels pretty similar, but yeah, very, very nice. JEC, you absolute legend. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I think you do know. I tell you every time. I'm never going to stop telling you how much I appreciate you. We've got some absolute heroes here, guys. We've got some amazing moderators who look after us. We've got some amazing people who support the stream, and we've got some amazing fans who literally send me messages and engage here in ways that makes this whole thing worthwhile. I swear, I talk about this a lot, guys. No matter what your craft is, sometimes it's whatever your craft is. In this case, it's painting. You get into ruts, and no matter how good you get at your craft, you still enter ruts. I still find myself going into ruts, and I talk about figuring out ways to get yourself out of a rut before you get into one. And so when we talk about coming out of a rut, I mean, sometimes it's music, sometimes it's going to get a massage, getting your nails done, meeting up with friends, spending time with your kids, spending time with your loved ones. I'm not sure, whatever your way of doing it is, but it's really good to figure that out before you're in a rut. It's so important. And the reason why I say this is because for me personally, sometimes what I need to take the next step in my art, or to get me up and into the studio and making my art, is actually you guys, and knowing that, or hearing about the fulfillment you guys get. And sometimes you wake up and go, well, I don't have the gas to do this for me, but by God, I've got the gas to do this for someone else. And that's not all the time, but sometimes that's where I'm at, and that really helps me. So huge perks to all you guys. You're all fantastic. Also, sometimes depending on the picture, we had one a while ago, guys, where I said I can't do this live. I need to go toe to toe with this one by myself, and that was another thing that, yeah, like I say, don't lie to you guys. I'll be completely honest and raw. Ocean, I saw that, but you're an absolute champion. Thank you very much. I try to be as honest and raw with the process as possible. With a process like this, We're doing a lot of expression. We're putting a lot of emotion behind it, and there's a massive mental game to making impressionist style artwork. And so part of actually being honest about the process, guys, is sharing that game that we're playing and sharing that process that you go through. And so, yeah. There was one time too, early in the piece, where I was going to go live, and I went to the studio. It was about 3 months ago. Went to the studio. Harold. I just love how you build colours and bring a unique personality into your art. You're an absolute champion, Harold. Thank you so much. This one's in a really fun place. And hopefully we keep sending it to more of a fun place. Who knows? About 3 months ago, walked into the studio, had planned a live, had told the moderators, had told the fans I was going to go live. I went into the studio, and I couldn't do it. And the reason I couldn't do it, I caught your ocean. I see your little mini speakers. Thank you very much. Now, I was in there and I couldn't do it, and I looked around the studio and I was like, it's because this place is a mess. That's what's going on here. I don't have a clear head and I can't do great work right now, and so I didn't go live, and I spent the whole morning, about 4 hours, cleaning up the studio. I wiped down the whole place. I cleaned everything. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you. I cleaned the whole studio, got the floors wiped out, got everything stacked in the right place, organised the paint into the correct colours, got all the brushes cleaned properly, got everything done right. It's a good hat, Matt. I appreciate you. And so what was really funny about that is I spent that time doing that, and then I went live in the afternoon. I got more done in that 4 hours remaining of painting than I would have done if I just did a straight 8 hours. Because I took the time to go, right, you're not in the right space to paint right now. You need to get your studio clean. I did that, came back, and that 4 hours we spent in the afternoon, I did go back and check the footage, but I remember it being really, really productive, really fun, and at the end of it, I wasn't tired. But if I battled for 8 hours in the mind state I arrived in the studio in, I could have battled, but the result would have been nice. And at the end of it, I would have been tired. By the end of this session, my cup was full. I was ready to give more. So there's that. That's why is there... so I've got paint all over me, sorry guys. These are supposed to be nice pants, but like I say, you dress smart, paint smart. I had a really rough session outside one day. I think it was outside, and I got paint all over myself. I haven't got any on me today. I think we're clear. No. I won't lie to you. I got a little bit on my hand. There we go. So if you're working with oil paints, I love to wear gloves, because with the gloves you can actually chop and change them, especially if you want to take a break. You don't have oil paint on your hands. Big fan of that. Does living in New Zealand inspire you to be art and be creative, to do creative things? New Zealand's one of the places I'd love to visit. Look, I think that doing travel inspired me more than anything to be creative. I think New Zealand's an amazing place. It's amazing to live on there's lots of little islands around the place. New Zealand's a large island, and it's a real privilege to be part of this country. I think that wherever you're from, I think there's the opportunity to be creative, and it develops our own unique stories into who we become. I did a lot of traveling to the US. Some people tell me that my accent still has some American in it. And I loved all that travel, but that really developed me as a person too, because I was young and impressionable at the time. I was about 21, and so I spent a lot of time in the US, a lot of time in Maine, a lot of the time in going across all the states, a bit of time in Canada. I would love to spend more time in Canada. I really hope in coming years to spend a bit more time in the nearby Indonesia. That would be lovely. These are all things. I left for an hour and you're still painting. Victor. Yep. In fact, if you leave for another hour, you might come back and I might still be painting. Who knows? That's the wild thing about a painter. They paint for a living, and so you'll probably catch them painting a lot. If you want to connect more though, guys, if you don't have much more time to hang around this live or you're new to it, all the links are in the bio. If you want the replays, they're on YouTube. You can jump on those there. If you want the Instagram, that's there. Commissions, there's a link there. You don't have to just fill out the link. You can use the email. You can use Instagram DMs. You can use whatever you like. Your favourite way, the best way to get in touch. Absolutely. Here we go. There we go. Just a little bit like that. Lovely. 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 There we go. Just using this blue everywhere we want to. Can we get a Go Chiefs? I spend more money and I'm saving for an original piece. Michael, absolutely go Chiefs, but go both teams. I really want to make sure, sport's about bringing people together, guys. So go both teams, but also go Chiefs because that's what you're asking for. Backing them, absolutely. As soon as you've got an idea in your head, you've got a picture that you love, definitely get in touch, and we can make a plan together. That would be really fun. I really, really enjoy making art for the people who join the stream here, guys. It's really special. One of my favourite pieces is the piece that T's got, because then T gets to be here and watch other people get their paintings, and I know when T's making comments or talking about the art, she's literally beside one of the pieces, which gives her so much credibility, and it just means a lot to me, guys. Please show... Oh, thanks, DJ. Seb the Diplomat. Oh, look, I do like... I like everyone to have a good time, guys. And so when it comes to things like sport, it's good no matter who wins, if everyone walks out of there happy. That's handy. There we go, just on the bottom there a little bit. Oh, okay, so you can't root for both. I mean, you can, but not today, buddy. Fair enough, okay. So unless someone from the Eagles shows up, we'll just say we're Chiefs for now. I think that's all right. And then we can open up the floor if it turns out we have a Eagles person in it too. Just capture a little bit of this down through here. There we go. There we go. A little bit through here, a little bit down through here. That's looking good. That comes down to there, that comes around to there. I'll take that as a win. I like that. I like that. Proud of you. This reminds me of an inverted photo where the colours are black and blue. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll add those warm colours in. But at the moment, we want these Arctic and deep blues to be hanging out in the picture. Just in a way that actually we can... we're going to finish off strong with warmth and vibrancy. This is going to end up in as much of a warm image as possible, just because it's a family shot. There's love in this family, there's passion in this family, there's vibrancy in this family. We're going to use colours to express that in a very basic way, in the way of just using warm colours. Warm colours make humans feel good. These humans feel good. We use warm colours to show that. Simple. Nothing too complicated there. I split for a hot minute figuring out what it was called. I spent a hot minute figuring out what it was called. I'm not sure what's been talked about there. A hot minute. It's so frisky to say that. A hot minute. Not just a regular minute, a hot one. The temperature of it's higher than a regular minute. There we go. That comes up around there. That comes up around there. get a whoop whoop. Took me a while there. Don't say frisky, we just got the comments under control. Oh, sorry, I should. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. Let me just leave up here with this. There we go. Coming on down. Coming on down. We lost Victoria, so who does my who's doing our time checks? What's our time at? I'll just pause the stream actually. Not the stream, the phone here. Perfect. 3:42. Fun, fun, fun. There we go. Let's have a look-see at this. Give me just a second, guys. I'm just going to get this time lapse restarted. There we go. There we go, there we go. There we go, there we go. Okie dokie. Time lapse. There we go. Thanks, Pocky. Appreciate those roses. You're an absolute champion. Pink Prospector Khan. Wild. Cheers, Nurse DJ. Yeah, so you can get all the details in the bio there, guys, via the link tree. It'll send you off to all the places you want to go. Thanks, Soph. I try to just yarn here as much as I can, but a podcast would be pretty fun. There's no doubt about that. But I think, yeah, it's all possible. Michaela, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what that was, but it was really fun. There's no doubt about that. 3:42 a.m. Good Lord, so go to bed. No. Other way around. 3:42 p.m. baby. Have calmed. Third time's a charm. Hey Seb, looking very dapper. Thanks, Mizell. Oh, I've actually commented a bunch of times that I'm Mizell. Good to see you, Mizell. Hope you're looking after yourself. Great to see you. I just realised it's already my birthday in your time zone. Crazy. Eric. Well, that's fantastic. And Eric, I'm wishing you a happy birthday all the way here from New Zealand. It's Michael. Oh, sorry. My eyes. Hold on. Yes. Sorry, Michael. I see MYK. And I'm a fool. I'm the idiot. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for correcting me too, guys. If you were on the stream here and I start saying your name wrong, don't just get annoyed and leave it. Please correct me because I want to say it right. And on some of the names, it's like, especially from people from like way overseas with wild card names from like Saudi Arabia and things, don't really say it wrong. Keep correcting me until I get it right. Like T had to do with Hungarian Wisla, which we're still not quite there on. Mizell, the comments going fast. Yeah, fair. Thanks, Mizell. Appreciate that. I catch the comments I can, but usually it's actually Cheryl and it's Victoria and it's T and DJ, people who tag the comments at the top and look after me. Coffee cups. Yeah, I reckon coffee cups would be fun. Coffee cups would be fun, and I could drink from one during the stream. That'd be really wholesome, I reckon. Okay. I'm not going to strangle this too much, guys. We just need to keep adding these colours and having fun with it. This is so important. We can't demand the painting look in a certain way. We have to keep having fun with it, especially in these early stages. Fun in the early stages makes for great art in the later stages. This is good. This is good. Ooh, wow, thanks. Eric, it's your birthday. You're the champion, and I'm really excited for you. I'm not sure how old you're turning. Doesn't matter. It's your birthday. That day, you can do all the fun things that you want to do. I'm happy for you. Thanks, Yoshi. I'm I enjoyed sitting back and listening to what you're doing. Thanks, Mizell. It's been actually quite a fun session. We're getting a lot done here on this painting. It's in a really fun place. I've got to make sure there's a bit of realism creeping in here, guys. Now, it sounds like that would be a good thing. It's not a good thing. Not early in the piece. We want the realism to come later. For the start, we really, really want wild, abstract strokes to take over the canvas. And so a little part of me is trying to push a little bit harder into that abstraction and building out those more wild features of the painting. And we'll bring in the realism later. But we don't want to start with the realism. So if you notice me putting strokes onto areas and actually losing some of the definition that we had, that's what's going on there. I'm trying to send the painting to a fun place to bring it back. I appreciate that. Michael, you're an absolute champion. That is the most wild combination of things to have in front of you right now. You've got a Kiwi painter rabbiting on about expression and passion, and then you've got literally sports right beside it, one-on-one. And I'll tell you right here, right now, I love that combination. I like what you're up to. I'm a big fan. You're on the right track. Here we go. Just a little bit down here. Just going to expand that. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're all in this together. Like I say, guys, make sure that paint is loose and free, crazy, enjoying itself, cascading over the surface. Don't let it get caught up trying to be something it's not. Paint is paint. Paint is texture from the brush. Paint is wild. It's colour out of a tube. Let it be all those things. I try very much not to control it too much and demand it become gradients, demand it become things that it can't produce as well as maybe another medium could. But you know what paint can do a really good job of? Being paint. I love that, Michael. What a great comment. I see this one coming out nicely. Love blue. I think it's blue, my favourite colour. My Zella is blue. I love kicking off a painting with blue and magenta. It feels wholesome and fun. I love leaping into that. I do come back with a little bit of yellow, just a touch. Starting a painting with black and then going to your blues and reds and then a teeny bit of yellow on the tail end, which is your three sort of primaries. I've traded red out for magenta. I'm probably going to trade out yellow for tan, which is still that colour, still does your primaries, but actually it doesn't have the intensity of three primary colours thrown at it. And then green's going to be a massive player in this work. And so, yeah, green and tan are going to play massive roles in this work with some popping red colours and things, depending on what colour these plants are. And the chocolate lab, I'm not quite sure how much of this colour's in the picture, but we'll navigate it. Love the High School Musical singing. Yeah, fair enough. What's that song? Recently, I chucked it in one of the stories. I couldn't help myself. God, it was by Glee or something. Absolute banger. What was it? I'm not going to remember it, but it suggested it to me. I'm like, that's a good version of that song. That's fun. That's fun. Kill. And we're all in this together. There was this other song that's come out that's done a really good job of the new, what's it called? Elephant Love Melody. Movie that's from. Some sort of musical. I forget. But the one where the guy's like, love is a many, splendid thing, love. Lift us up where we belong. All you need is love. Don't start that again. All you need is love. And he's just singing to her. What's that Elephant Love Melody? What's the, and Roxanne. And they're trying to save a theatre and someone's got to help me out here. Oh, Moulin Rouge. Michael, thank you very much. Yes, Moulin Rouge. I was just sitting here thinking, going, come on, I'm not going crazy. This show exists, right? Yeah. But I like the original one. But I love what they've done with the music of the new one. And the only reason I still like the original is there's going to be a learning curve where I actually get the hang of the songs and the way you sing them. And there will be a way. Thanks, Pink. I do have paint on my pants. I do. Shocking. Shocking. All you need is love. Love is just a game. I was meant for loving you, baby. You were meant for loving me. The only way of loving me, baby, is to pay a lovely fee. Just one night, just one night. There's no way, 'cause you can't pay in the name of love. One night in the name of love. You crazy fool, I won't give in to you. Don't leave me this way. I can't survive without your sweet love. Oh baby, don't leave me this way. Oh my God, I missed. Did you see Rihanna perform? Oh my God, no. Ooh, I missed it. Was it good? Did she nail it? Did she have fun? Did you have fun? Did everyone have fun? I hope everyone had fun. And I live in Pennsylvania. Oh no. Oh no. That's alright. Everyone's got their own things that they like, guys. I like it. I can get behind it because so many other people get behind it. And it's provided everyone's having a good time. I love being part of everyone having a good time. So I can get behind that. Now, let's leave on this here. All righty then. There we go. Beautiful. Love is a many splendid thing. Love will lift us up where we belong. All you need is love. What a banger. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay. Artist and singer, not the singer part, but the artist part. I like to sing a little bit, guys, just because it loosens me up. Lets me, loosens me up. Helps me relax too. You can get quite strict with your brush strokes. We want to make them relax. Oh, the colour's name? It's magenta. Colour's magenta. Now, I'm going to grab myself a cup of water. I will be back in just a moment. Because hydration's important. One moment, guys. So 5? Alright. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision here, guys. Once I've smoothed off some of these little lumps. So, we're doing great. We can be proud of ourselves. Hello from Chile. Welcome from Chile. How you doing? Seb, send the art gods my way so I can finish a piece before tomorrow. I don't know who the art gods are, but I'll tell you what I can do for you. I can send you all the good vibes, positivity going your way. And Kelly, thank you very much. Are you a rugby fan? I've been watching the Six Nations from... I am a rugby fan because everyone else is rugby fans, and if it makes everyone happy, I'm a fan. Anyway, I'll just bring this around here, guys. This is where we're going to pause for now. Colours splattered around the place, some characters starting to show up, having some fun. It's a long way from finished, but what's cool about it is it's in a fun space. So we'll stop this one for now. If we keep working on it, what's going to happen to it is it's going to... We need some time to step away from it to come back to it, basically. Like a bow and an arrow. You pull back to go forward. So, stopping for now. That was a terrible analogy. Basically, we're going to stop now and we'll come back to this one. We're going to go on to one that's almost done. We might even finish it today. Who knows? You feel targeted. Don't feel targeted. Why are you feeling targeted? You're great. You're an amazing person. And everyone here wishes you all the best. Can you draw Steven Universe? I don't know who Steven Universe is. Oh, you feel targeted about Steven Universe? I'm confused. Let's have a look-see here. I'm going to lift up this one here. Okay. I'll turn this canvas over here. And we're going to get the big canvas. He's getting the big canvas. Whenever I bring out this one, people are like, oh, you've painted that one before. You're doing that one again. I'm sick of seeing that one. Well, you know what? It doesn't leave the studio till we're in love with it. And that's the process. So this one here has had more layers on it than any other canvas for the last 5 months. That doesn't mean it's a better painting. That means the painting's on a very different journey. A different trajectory, heading in a different direction. And we... the artists and the people in this fun little community, in this environment that we're in. Cartoon Network show. All right, I'll have to look it up, but I don't know it. We are going to save this painting. Save it? Not save it. It's in the right direction, but it's requiring more time. And we're going to keep going at it until it gets to a position where I'm personally in love with it, where I think it's actually in a really special place, where I want to keep it and embellish my own home with it. And we're almost there. We're closer to being there than we've ever been before, but we're going to keep going. Here is our shirt. We're going to put our picture up. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. So, our current paint palette is full of paint. It's dry paint, so the paint's got the gel gloss through it. The gel gloss has set a lot more, and once it starts setting, it starts flaking off in the paint. We don't want that. It's not good for us. So, pinned a comment. All right. Thanks, Nurse DJ. Appreciate that. Look, if we can make 100,000 in the next hour and a bit, that would be insane, guys. I think we've done it once before, I forget, but look, it'll be fun to do it again. You're all amazing people. I appreciate you to no end. Hopefully we can finish off this one here too. Now, sorry, when I was saying about this painting, getting a lot of work done on it, this painting literally weighs about 10 to 12 kilograms. The canvas weighs 4. So we've put 8 kilograms of paint on this canvas. 8 kilograms of medium is on this canvas. And we're just building it up. We're just trying to get it to where we can fall in love with it. And it's almost there. It's going to get there. We're going to add a bit of white today. He's going to add some white to the painting. A little bit of white. Just a little bit of white. Here we go. There we go. I need to visit an art store soon, guys. I am running low on paint. Here we go. Bunch of white. Gonna get a bit more white. Take a look at this one. Here we go. This is tinting white. It's like a regular white, just a bit more opacity in it, a bit more sheen. Thanks for the rose. I'm already off. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you. This is a really, really fun painting. It's in a fun place. It does need just a wee bit more love. So the kids' faces are coming together. But like I say, we're following the philosophy where we're not just going to do the faces, we bring the whole thing up together. So if you see something you want to do on the face, that's fine, but make sure the details are reflected over the entire canvas. So part of the fun of this image is this area here is as detailed as this area here. That's the appeal of a picture with a big background. It's 3 generations. Oh, close. Oh, there we go. That one's empty as well. We're finishing off tubes over here like an absolute madman. That's actually a full one that can go down in this collection. A couple of lids here. I'm going to grab a bit more of this tinting white. Here we go. Dim the lights down to very low. Here we go. Here we go. And you're out too. Look at that. These tubes are running out. We've used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tubes today. They were almost running out. But, you know, it's fun to actually clear out the studio a wee bit. Get rid of some colours. Would you ever consider posting other stuff on YouTube? Maybe an art supply haul? Is that like going into the store and doing... Yeah, absolutely. If there's stuff you'd like to see, guys, absolutely we can do that. And I'd love to take you guys into an art store, walk you around through it, because sometimes when you walk into an art store, it can be like going to the mechanics, and there's things everywhere, and it's very intimidating. I think as you get more experience with art, you don't appreciate how intimidating it is for someone who's learning about art to walk into an art store and see shelves of just endless options of different textures, of different brushes. What brush do we want, not want? How much do I have to pay? How much is fair to pay? What's overpriced, underpriced? Should I buy the things on sale? Should I buy the things that cost the most? It's not easy. And yeah, so if people think that, yeah, you think it'd be fun? All right. All right. We can definitely do it. We can definitely do it. Gold. Do I want gold? Bill, I never know about this iridescent gold stuff. Always I'll get a little bit. Go on, get a little bit. Did you find it difficult to paint faces? You need to ignore the face, guys. Don't get caught up in thinking you need to paint a face. When you start thinking about a face being a face, you're going to find it the hardest. What you need to do, if you get really good at painting a face, you can replicate that 1,000,000 times, of course. If you want to create the likeness of one person, you need to stop seeing the face and start seeing the tones, the light areas, the shapes, and the actual colours that make up the face. So that's a big thing. I think we've almost run out of our top cubby of paint here, guys. We have. We've used up all our nearly finished tubes. I've got one nearly finished tube left, and then we're home and hosed. It's exciting. Okay, so that's empty. I'm running out of art supplies. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And that one's empty. I need to go to this is funny actually, Victoria. Maybe we will go to a big shop up. I'm not too far off needing to. But the problem is, we've got to make sure Shelby's keen, because she'll have to hold the camera. They want to see us go to an art shop and buy up some supplies. Like our fitness influencers go into supermarkets and buy things. But we'll be cool and do it in an art store. Cool. Pink's laughing at me.
It sounds fun.
Whenever I finish a paint tube, I smile. Unless I need more, then I'm doomed. Sympathise with that, Pink. Same boat. Absolutely. Videographer Shelby. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'd have to... Unless I brought a selfie stick with me, but it sounds like less fun if you're on a selfie stick. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to do a little bit of this through. Here we go. So this is just the iridescent white. Iridescent white is white that's slightly opaque already, so see-through. Combined with gloss gel, so it shines and it thins it out even more, even more. And we're just going to build up some of these little textures, some of these fun areas. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Here we go. Just let it build, just like that. A little bit here, a little bit there. Fantastic. Can we get a start story? A start story? What's a start story? A story about starting? I love stories about starting. Shelby, thanks DJ. Can you do a haul of painting store? Yeah, absolutely. So we can go to the local art store as well. I reckon they'll be really nice. They make canvases for me occasionally when my main guy is too backed up. They're lovely in a bunch of ways. Ooh, bit of crackle gel doing some effect there, that's fun. Let's add this in here, there we go. There we go. Just a little bit through here. The painting's beginning. Oh, this one here. So this is a commission going to a man named Ricky. He lives at the Mount. These are his 3 kids at the Mount. And we're just slowly bringing it together. It's taken much longer than expected because we've struggled to get the paint to fall exactly where we wanted it to. So I've come back for round 2, for round 3, for round 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many rounds to try and make this painting come together. And we're slowly getting there. We will win, guys. Because if we just keep showing up, and keep painting, this painting can't help to come together for us. So we will keep persevering. I'm just going to swap now down to a smaller brush. Voila. Niz Honey, thank you so much. Appreciate you to no end. You're an absolute champion. If it's your first time here, guys, all the stuff you need is in the bio. Now, there we go. Just add this in here. Dim the last down to very low. Here we go. There we go. A little bit more there. A little bit more through here. There we go. No, thank you. I'm all good. There we go. A little bit of iridescent stuff through here. What time is it there? The game is about to go into overtime. I still want to get you the thanks, Michael. Time here. I've got about another. I need to check, but I think we've got another hour here. So another hour will be. So we'll go until 5 New Zealand time. And then we'll hit the track. The kids are standing on the beach. Yeah, so with this picture here, guys, just like the other ones, we need to make sure we give the background a lot of attention. A lot of attention. Because this picture's mainly background. And so we're going to build that up layer by layer. Slowly see where that can take us. It does need a little coat of gesso gel though, I reckon. Just a little one to bring some of those areas into kilter. not gesso gel, sorry, a little coat of gloss medium. Is your profile pic from your painting? No, my profile pic is AI art. It got one of my shots from the live stream and it turned me into an AI art picture, which I reckon is really cool. But the fact that we could think that it might be, is like AI art's actually pretty special as a medium. Subject photo, of course we can show the subject photo. Of course we can. Here we go. Let's bring it really close here. Let's bring this down here. There we go. Bring it right forward there for you guys. Look at that. There we go. I'll move it aside there. There we go. Couple of children. And... oh, I can't paint with that subject photo. Wild. They're on a beach. Horizon line, all the things. I'll see you after the Chiefs win. Alright, alright. What's our time at, Shelby?
It's 4:13 p.m.
4:13? So you've got me for another 47 minutes, guys. Thanks, Shelby.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Oh, thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. So we just need to keep building a few layers into it. Got to make sure we keep adding expression with energy in these brush strokes. Fun, not just chicken scratches. It's got to be fun. Let loose with the brush a little bit. Let it play on the canvas. Bounce around a little bit. Paint here, paint there. There we go. And seeing where that can take us. Now we're talking. Just a little bit on these faces. Now a little bit up here in the hair. There we go. A little bit up in here. Again, this is just the white, guys. There's no other colour in here but white. And what we're doing with the white is adding a little bit of gloss gel through it, make it a bit transparent, make it a bit more glossy, and we're just throwing it over the top. We're making sure that we're not just trying to change the tone as much as we are getting a wee bit expressive with these brush strokes, a wee bit wild. Do you think you'll paint yourself one day? One day, maybe. But honestly, there's a real fun to painting other people. There's a real fun to capturing someone else's likeness, to exploring the face of someone else, and slowly building it up layer by layer. Real appeal to it. Welcome to all the newcomers. Cheers, guys. So it was a bit wild before. We're in the chill period now. We're just slapping some paint on some works we've been on for a while. Just building it up, seeing where we can take it. This has got a lot of paint on it. An excessive amount, you could say. We've gone well over time in terms of what was quoted for this painting. But that's okay. It's not leaving until we nail it. That's the rule. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. All right. Chiefs have taken the Super Bowl. Well, you know what makes me happy about that, Michael? How happy that makes you. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Can I get a New Zealand congrats? Congratulations, Michael. Congratulations on your team getting to where they wanted to be. Congratulations on you being happy. At the end of the day, that's what means the most. Just actually eradicate that. That's not actually there. And coming down the back. Oh, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yeehaw, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. go. Keep it coming, keep it coming. 2 hours from Philadelphia. Now at a small tomahawk, and I'm the top of that painting, lol, JK. I'm not following, but I like where your head's at. There we go. A little bit more in here. Matt R, thank you very much for the Kiwi, Matt. You're an absolute champion. Good to see you still here, by the way. Just hanging out for the last hour of painting. Just chill with us. Just doing the last little finishing touches on this one. Having some fun with it. Being loose with our brush strokes, see where we can take it. Building up layers. Build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down. And fool me around, and worst of all, you never call baby when you say you will. I need you more than anyone, darling. Don't break my heart. Build me up. Oh, Matt, sorry, mate. I wasn't looking at the screen. Thanks for the gifts, mate. I meant to put it over here. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you a lot. There we go. Build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down. Confetti for the successful win of the Chiefs, Matt. Or confetti because you like the confetti. Either way, it's all good, baby. This is way better. Oh, cheers, Matt. Oh, that was a funky little dog. Thanks for the corgi, mate. One thing I like about football is in the right environment. We say football was like Super Bowl, American football. In the right environment, that sort of stuff can bring people together and be really fun. Not always, but can be. And I think that's exactly what we like to do here. What I want to do, what I like to do. Just make everyone feel welcome. Fun little wholesome environment. Sport can be good for that reason. Provided it's doing that. Then it's fantastic. Let's get a little bit of this. Let's get a little bit of gold. A little bit of gold, thank you. A little bit of gold, thank you. Da da don't do. Long don't do. And a little bit of gold in here. A little bit of gold in here. This is actually gold combined with a little bit of white. It's got a glint to it. And we're going to use it. We're going to use it quite sparingly because it's pretty funky. It's pretty funky. A little bit of gold, thank you. This little bit of gold, thank you. Don't. Agree. That's cool. That's cool. One sport I like watching. What do I like watching? What sport would I get excited about watching? I don't know. Depends what everyone else is into. I'll sit down and match a vibe, guys. You're all into badminton? I'll be like, right. Looks like tonight I'm into badminton, baby. I do like a little bit of warning, so that way I can like Google and know some basic rules so I don't annoy anyone. I'm halfway done my Rihanna piece. Alright, Rihanna from the halftime show. That's fun. You gonna share it when you're finished? We get to see it on the... am I gonna see it on my feed? Hopefully. I'm hoping. Here's to hoping. And dun 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 dun. Yes, perfect. Big brother Ocean, you still here? Very quiet. Ocean was all over the show before. Probably got sore fingers from using the keyboard so much. Kidding, kidding. Good to see it, Pink. Good to see it. Pink prospector. Prosecutor. Prosecutor. I forget. Who else has their comments load before it sends? Maybe me? I'm not sure what I'm looking for. And There we go. Thanks, Nurse DJ. Yeah, it does slowly. With this one here, lots of intricacy, the detail. I'm slowly building it up. Now that it's got so thick on the textures, it's going to be that intricacy in all those layers that make this one really come into its own. Accentuation on that, that's what we're going for. It's messy, it's layered, but that is going to be this work's charm. Mine do this sometimes as well. Ooh, there's a little issue with the old comment loading, eh? How niggly. There we go. Just add some of this in there. Dim the lights down to very low. Here we go. You're so beautiful. You're like a waitress. You're so beautiful. Like an air hostess in the 60s. There we go. A little bit more around here. A little more of this. There we go. Happy days. That's good. I'm glad to hear it, DJ. Now we're just adding in some sienna browns here and there. Just fleshing out a few areas. Having some fun with the colour, guys. Not being too serious with it. Letting it be what it wants to be. Not controlling it. Allowing it to just represent little pieces on the page. Bounce around. Be loose, be free. And hopefully, if we trust the process, we keep adding paint to where we think it should go, and build up the canvas, layer by layer, stroke by stroke, the painting won't be able to help itself but to come out and be everything we want it to be. One piece of stroke at a time. Did he finish the one he was doing a few hours ago? No. He did not. So that one's waiting over in the corner of the room. We're taking a break from it. If you work too much on one picture, you end up seeing the same things, covering the same ground, developing the same pieces. We don't want to do that. We actually want to wait a little bit and come back at it with fresh eyes to allow that painting the best possible chance to get the most fun start. There we go. Then the last down to very low. Here we go. There we go. A little bit more over here, coming to this little. There we go. Beautiful. A little bit of fluorescent gold in here as well, guys. Here we are. Coming across that side. Going through this here a little bit. Capturing little bits of it, just little bits. Thank you very much, Jason. You're an absolute champion. Appreciate the roses. I'm glad to hear it, Nurse DJ. And I'll try and be here as often as I can. That would be very wholesome for me. I really, really love how this painting is coming along. Probably my favourite so far. Eric, that's really special. I'm really glad to hear that. Like I say, this is a painting that we've been battling with, trying to get it to where we want it to be. And layer after layer, as long as we stick to our process, believe in the way we paint, and believe that if we trust not to paint what we think we see, but to paint actually what we see, painting will slowly come together and we'll get our result. That's what we want. That's what we're going for. Thanks, DJ. Appreciate you, mate. Here we go. A little bit of white paint through the brown, going for a tannish colour. I'm just going to notice some of these pieces. Creeping around here. There's a little bit up here. Gonna notice that. There we go. There we go. A little bit more up here. Coming all around here. Now we're talking. Now we're talking to it, stroke by stroke, team. Here we go. A little bit more down here. Okay. And I think what this painting needs is a good layer of a gloss gel over the top. Just so the painting doesn't get caught on the textures that are currently there. That's what it really needs. But we'll do a little bit more before we do that. Just a wee bit. There we go. Just through here. There we go. And that comes over the back. And over the top there. Now we're talking. Perfect. Now we're talking. What's something that bugs me that painters do? I don't think anything bugs me. I like it when painters are able to pursue what they love, like in terms of doing the art and loving the art. I don't like it so much that an artist, painter, battles with their craft or suffers to make the art. I believe that a beautiful product can only come, a truly beautiful product can only come from a beautiful process. And so I think a lot of artists try and strangle the work to make it something, especially realism artists. Not that all realism's like that, but sometimes we do strangle realism painting. You know, in an attempt to make it as real as possible, when actually what would have made it more beautiful is a bit less reality, a bit more fun. Right. There we have it, team. We're going to let that dry now. We're going to come back with a gloss sheen on top. But we'll pause there. When we come back, the whole thing needs a thick layer of gloss in some areas just to flatten out the sheer textures in the work. And then we'll do some last little bits of refining detail. And we'll be good to go. But that's very fun. JW, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're looking after yourself. Now, thank you everyone who's joining. Thank you everyone who was here from the start. I've got some paintbrushes to clean, and then I've got a little bit of prep to do, and a few little tubes of paint to throw away and things like that before 5. Ivan, thank you very much. I'll catch you later. Thank you to everyone who was here from the start, everyone who joined in. If you do want to connect more, you'll find more on my bio. There's a link there that'll send you everywhere you want to go. Like I was saying, commissions late next month. Currently, February is completely full. Pink, look after yourself. It's always a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you next time. And yeah, ooh, look at that. See, paint on my arm. Gotta watch out for that. Once I get some good Wi-Fi, I definitely will be uploading all the replays I'm holding on to. Sorry for hanging on for so long, and I will sort you out. All right, guys, all the best. Look after yourselves, and until next time. Bye, guys. Sending love from New Zealand.